And we are live. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the last Sunday Squad, where a group of lit RPG authors meet up and play Dungeons and Dragons. Da-da-da-dum. My friends, I'm equipped with a new microphone. I hope my sound is a little clearer. My friends here are, as always, the inimitable KT Hanna, the gorgeous Brian J. Nordon. Oh, heavens to Betsy. And the marvelous Rachel Kirk.
I was waiting. I was like, I'll accept marvelous.
Yeah, here's the thing is that like the list, the barrel of adjectives, the list grows thin. We are joined this week by, or this month by, Benjamin Kerei. He will be coming on the show a little bit later, as soon as his character is introduced. But I think you all are going to like what you see. Welcome to another episode of our show, joining three puppets and their father Geppetto as they try and gain humanity and also a certain amount of delicious vengeance. Okay, my friends, let's go through. First of all, how are we, and where can newcomers find us, etc., and then we'll dive straight into the game and welcome on our guests, etc. We can start in the order I went through. KT, do you want to kick off?
Oh, sure. I'm Katie Hanna. I write books. Funny. This one came out. Damage, Library System Reset Damage came out in audio this week, narrated by the amazing Andrea Pasno, who does a phenomenal job. Look at that for adjectives, right? Yeah, so you can get books 1 and 2 in audio, and book 3's ebook comes out in 4.5 weeks. You can find me on Discord, Facebook, way too many places that I shouldn't be.
I like that, as if there's a kind of a sort of a permanent ban on you from several places. No, that's not true. Perhaps there should be. Let's go for Brian.
I'm Brian. I write Quest Academy. Saviors just came out 2 weeks ago, which has been fantastic. And the audio has been announced for the 28th of January, which is really exciting. So I know Daniel Wisniewski and Rebecca Woods are going to do a fantastic job on that. But the reception to book 3 has been absolutely phenomenal. Better than the previous 2, I think, in the same time span. So I'm absolutely delighted with how that's going. So thank you, everyone, for supporting it and reading it. And yeah, really appreciate you.
Well deserved, Brian. And lastly, and leastly, we have Rachel.
I will fight you. My name is Rachel Kirk, and the finale of the Knights of Eternity trilogy is coming out in 10 days. Divinity, which is also narrated by Andrea Personal, though the audio isn't coming out until next year. Okay, listen, no, I can't afford leave me alone. He's pointed out that I can't afford lampshades. Yes. The book sales are going really well. So Divinity is coming out in 10 days, and I am so excited. I think it's the best thing I've ever written. I cried when I wrote the finale. I cannot think of another way I could have kind of done the ending of the story and the characters justice. A lot of people die. But I think it works. So yeah, I'm super excited.
And as am
Ooh,
I.
Really quick, one
Please.
thing. It's my birthday tomorrow. There we go.
Oh,
be nice to me. Anyway, Jack, you have to tell us about your stuff.
Also, happiest of preemptive birthdays, Kitty. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the awesome introduction. And yes, I am Jack Fields. My novel Scarlet Citadel came out a little while ago, but it's finally getting its audiobook release very soon, narrated by Neil Helligers and Tess Irondale. The Wombo combo, the 1-2 punch, they are incredible, and they have completed their work on that. But a day will be announced for the release, will be announced very, very soon. And I'm almost finished edits on the second book, and very excited about that. I don't think I've done an announcement about that yet, but that's coming soon. Hooray! Okay, let's get into our game. And of course, at the end, we'll have Benjamin do his introduction. Okay, my friends, here we are. Geppetto's Diary. It is August the 9th. Rain has laid siege to the city, great silver-white spears and arrows of rain. The river Glinda has burst its banks. Of course, nastiness abounds, with Bernard Wolfe and his coterie of friends taking only as much notice as concerns them. But kindness lends a dry blanket, or so I've found. in wet times. People small and large and in between pile up cracks and holes in buildings with a clever sealant. Broken windows are mended, furniture and keepsakes rescued from the flood and delivered back into the hands of those who would have missed them. I have always been a great proponent of this city, for 'tis my home and cosy country, and in its determination to stay afloat, I think it is an admirable home. Strange things of late. Newspapers cling soggily to the round electric street lamps, blown by a wind so fierce that it screams and halloos from house to house without a single moment's consideration for the peace and quiet of the citizenry. No matter, for the newspapers tell tale of the fall of one Jack the Giant Slayer, a giant of an ego in his own right, cut down by none other than Etienne, Silver, and Leonora, my 3 children. They returned from battle, having been betrayed, thoroughly betrayed, by Bartholomew Auser, a turtle of wiliness, yet very poor repute. And also they return in the company of a rescued giant, who was known as Igderhaupt, sharing the name of the fortress he once called home. He has invited the Forgotten Eighth Rebellion group to use his cloud-top home whenever he wishes, whenever they wish, and promises that should our need of him be great, we may call upon him, thanks to Leonora's odd and wonderful capacity to make friends wherever she goes. A few days have passed, spent in rest and recovery. My children have spent a great deal of it exploring Tegeste Lipo, moreover keeping very peculiar company, such as a young tinkerer named Rachel, a vagabond named Thaddeus, and a small rat named Fred. Now the flooding is on the decrease, thank goodness. Things are getting going again. There is a tension in the air, on both sides, tension arising from Jack the Giant Slayer's unlikely passing. Who knows what Bernard Wolfe and his friends are planning? I know only that the Forgotten Eighth intends to send my children to the gingerbread catacombs under the city. There await 2 of the most diabolical intellects in the city. They were children once. Now they are something other, something wicked. Hansel and Gretel. Okay, my friends. In preparation for this journeying, you can have chats with whoever you wish, NPCs, and Rachel's going to take us off immediately.
No, I was just going to say, while you were doing that beautiful introduction, we spent everything in the private chat fighting. Silver was being a dick.
Let me look through it. Incredible, stunning. Okay, good.
To be fair,
Rachel
Silver was
died. I think we should always just
bluntly
point out.
accurate.
Yeah.
It was like.
Anyway,
Kitty, you okay?
It was just bluntly accurate, like dick, bluntly accurate. Like,
Oh yes.
I
yeah,
didn't
it's
try
like, oh,
to
we.
hide the cloud.
Yes, as in like the giant cloud. You're like, brother. It's in like. I think it's the only time you didn't roll to see if you wanted to fuck the cloud.
Okay, I didn't want to fuck the cloud. I was being supportive.
Anyway,
This is why you have no friends, Silver.
Except for ironically a girl named Rachel in game.
well, she was a delight.
Listen, if you can't be friends with Rachel in real life, you may as well be friends with an imaginary one, because it's the closest you'll get.
So Jack did. Sorry. Since we're kind of in this like little hiatus point at the moment,
Yes.
I think it would be a good time to tell them how I used my fortune token.
So, in the last game, Brian's character Silver, as part of the group making a little deal with Rumpelstiltskin, which I haven't, you'll notice I left that out of Geppetto's journal. So it's up to you guys if you tell him or not. Up to you.
Cool.
So they made a deal with Rumpelstiltskin, who's an enigmatic power within the city, and they were able to gain huge benefits from that. One of them was fortune. So Brian could become DM for a minute of real time. So Brian, yes, absolutely. Talk to me.
So I've already done it.
Oh,
That
What?
minute has already passed. I know I could use it in the greatest of moments to like really help us out, but I decided no, and used it all for myself.
Correct.
What did
Oh.
you do?
Oh, well, that's the really fun thing. As I level up, or as my character grows in power, I'll receive care packages with certain, equipment for me. Also, guns are a thing now in this world, and I'm a gunner, and I have a rifle. So when I'm far away, I can be useful now.
Useful?
Yes, more useful. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Useful.
So these were the sort of things you'll see the impact of those as I level up through certain things. And if you see me with certain weapons, which Jack will bestow, then yeah, that will totally happen. Also, I did absolutely nothing for your benefit.
Well, that's okay because I've just been dimension door hopping with Fred. We're having a good time.
She has no spell slots left. She used them all with Fred.
No,
I just get to live. That's what I got. I got to live.
that's the greatest gift of all. Hey.
I swear to God.
We were pretty happy about that. Well, I was.
Thank you. I'm glad someone was.
Yeah.
Fred was pretty happy too.
Fred's
He's a rat
legend.
though. Cheese makes him happy.
I was pretty
Can we-
happy with the situation.
Also, I said that Fred dies in my
Don't
my
you
DM.
dare. Fred lives. Don't you fucking
He was
dare.
smushed. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Don't
Thankfully,
smush my
thankfully,
rat.
in his last second of being a DM, he used his powers to bring me back to life.
I
It
love
was like
Fred.
Christmas, but just for Fred. It was a good time.
Yeah, no. I'm pretty sure I changed his voice to monosyllabic and gruff.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Fred. Kate, how you doing at the end? Fred's gone through some changes.
Sounds like the Godfather.
Honey, I've gone through some big changes in the past while. I think we could still be together, but I don't know. Long term.
It's Frederick now.
He sounds like he's in the
Right.
bear. He should be making sandwiches and calling everyone cousin.
No, I'm still a cheese boy. Load me up. Unbelievable.
I've got a little bag that I now carry that has cheese in it for Fred.
I appreciate that, Toots.
I
I'm
like his
so
old
happy.
voice better.
Yeah, and this makes it better. That's Fred now. I'm sorry. This was my gift to you. And my ears.
There's a special kind of cheese you can feed me that brings the voice back to normal, but it's up to you to find it.
Yeah, it's up there with passion fruit. Good luck.
Fucking passion fruit, man.
Oh yeah, I could have wished for more passion fruit. Oh well.
You monster.
Well, I need taste buds to taste it properly first.
My friends, tell me what you'd like to do. So, would you like to talk to specific NPCs? The Forgotten Eighth, member of Snow White's Seven Dwarfs, who is the leader of the rebellious group. Would you like to talk to your dad? Would you like to talk to one of your NPCs? You can potentially gain bonuses from them depending on how those go, or we could just get right to the catacombs. Up to you.
So I think the first thing I'd like to do is to say to Geppetto, say to Dad, I'd be like, hey, and I'd say this in the vicinity of the Forgotten Eighth. I'd be like, hey, just so you know, the expert that was going to guide us up there turned out to be a villain. Bartholomew Hauser turned out to be a bad guy and tried to fight against us in our defected immediately to Jack the Giant Slayer, but we managed to take him down. And then on a sidebar with Geppetto, just be like, through the intervention of Rumpelstiltskin, or who we believe to be potentially Rumpelstiltskin.
While the Forgotten Eighth is stewing on that and will reply to you, Geppetto says, I'm so glad you're safe, my boy. So glad. And that your sisters are all right, too. He controls himself and says, come here, let's have some ginseng tea and talk about your feelings. He gives you some tea and says, all right, I understand that you might be feeling some regret about dealing with Rumpelstiltskin, but I know you only did it in extremity. Isn't that right, my boy?
Dad, I died.
No.
Oh,
wait.
Leonora,
Wait.
hello. I didn't realize you were here.
Dad, I died. It sucked.
Big
I
hugs.
didn't see any bright lights.
Huge hugs. I can barely fit around your calf. I'm that small compared to you, but big hugs.
I just picked that up and I'm like, keep talking, Silver. I'm good now.
Okay.
So yes, it was very difficult, and I really regretted taking that deal as I hold a giant silver rifle. And I'm
Why,
like,
why are you holding your gun, Silver? The gun you've always had.
yes, I've always had this, Father.
Yes, you have always had it. Why are you holding it in a kind of possessive way? You always just keep it slung across your back.
Leonora died. Like, we should really talk about this. Like,
Oh my goodness.
poor
How do you
Leonora.
feel, Father? Because I'm a little worried. Leonora literally died. Like, there was nothing left.
For a second, he
She
doesn't
was
realize what
gone.
about Leonora, and he's like, "Well, I've got a few aches and pains in the old joints. Being underground in this little chapel to the Wicked Witch sort of sets me ill at ease, and I've got a bit of a phlegmy cough that I'm not quite. Oh, about Leonora. Oh, she's. Oh, yes, yes. No, I feel very bad, really bad about that. Terrified, but
What's in that tea?
ginseng mostly, a little bit of manuka honey for the throat, some other herbs. Why?
Any mushrooms? Nice.
I
But
wish.
Father, the writing was on the wall with this one. This was the first time we had an ally that wasn't summoned by the Blue Fairy. So, and they turned out to be a villain. So I think that for all future endeavors, we're going to need to, summon someone with the Blue Fairy exclusively.
That's very wisely said.
Dude, I don't know. The last time I summoned with the blue, just leave me out of the blue fairy summoning because I am bad at it.
Which one? Who did you get?
I can't remember, but it was bad.
Was it Wardle? It was.
Yeah, I think it was.
I liked
Yeah.
him. He was
I
full
love
of
Wardle.
vim and
He was
vigor.
lovely. He just wasn't the most useful.
I liked him very much, says Geppetto. He was a good friend. Cough, cough.
Yeah, no, I promised Silver I wouldn't summon again after that.
You know what? I've never actually summoned anyone with the Blue Fairy. It has only ever been Leonora and Etienne.
Well, maybe
So I
you
will-
should summon the next person.
So I will just take this risk right now, even though before we even know what we're doing, I'd like to summon with the Blue Fairy just to see that my person who I summon is better than theirs.
I like the idea that just like, and it's not Benjamin Kerei, it's just flatly James Hunter again. And he reappears. All right, guys, I'm back. How you doing?
I thought we were best friends.
As you use the Blue Fairy, the magical energy coruscates so bright and sapphire blue, and as it forms into the shape of a person, what appears in front of you is this gentleman. Welcome. So, Ben, would you mind describing what your character looks like, and then we can get into the character introductions with each person. But yeah, what does your character look like?
So you see a small, angry gym junkie of a satyr. Like this guy is absolutely ripped, and he is clearly compensating for the fact that he's only 4'8". He's got a giant great axe on his back and no other clothing, and his features are slightly more goatish than human.
Okay, it's a dud. It's confirmed. Leonora's the only one allowed to summon with the Blue Fairy.
So, as Geppetto looks at this figure, was anyone else getting a slight bit of feedback?
A little.
Tiny
I
bit.
wonder, is that, we hadn't got that before, is that, Ben, is that your mic?
It's probably coming from my headset. Give me a second, I'll turn my headset down.
You're a legend. Thank you, Ben. As you see this
Better.
goatish figure appear, you're awesome, Ben. Thank you. With his fabulously muscled capabilities, his physique, Geppetto says, "My goodness, he's very swole." Well done.
And that's the reaction I want.
Just
Also, how did I get here?
Oh, sir, my name is Geppetto. But as you look around, you are in, and Ben, just to describe your environment a little bit, the Forgotten
You
Age.
pet toes?
What? What?
You pet toes? You pet toes.
Oh, for Geppetto's voice. So
Yeah, Joe pet toes. That's a very odd name.
it is indeed. As you look around, you can see you're in a kind of an undercroft area where it's the bottom of, you would recognize this because I think you come from the city. We've talked about this, and you would know that this is one of the old worshipping areas of the Wicked Witch who once ruled this city before being ousted by the Fable Coalition. These churches are desiccated and ruined, and a sort of an eerie green light pervades them, totally sourcelessly. They are places frequented by people who need somewhere to stay and who feel unwelcome, rather strangely. And one of those people is the forgotten eighth of Snow White's dwarves and his company of rebellious folks. So you would recognize that. And you also see in front of you 3 strange puppets and their father, who says, "I'm Geppetto, and this is and please, my children, you must introduce yourself politely to this fellow."
How do you get the muscle bit here? This bit? How do you get it so defined, man? Like that bit right there?
Protein. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between snacks. Like, normally I'd be eating protein right now, but you took me between pre and post workout meals.
Dude, fucking sick, man. I already like you. And then she just high fives you.
Yeah, so I'm Silver. I've always had this gun. This gun has always existed. And yeah, I'm an artificer. I make things. So I use my brain more than my body. So yeah, nice to meet you, I think.
You look
Sorry
like you're
for summoning
compensating for something.
The gun was always that big, and you would know that because it's always existed. So yeah, cool.
Well, he's not much shorter than Etienne, so she's like, oh, cool, short person, fantastic. She hi, nice to meet you. I have a rat, and I like to explode things' minds. So that's fun. It's kind of what I do.
I have a little dragon. Not saying it's better than a rat, but I also have a mechanical squirrel, which is also better than a rat. Just not a competition. Just
Dude,
highlighting things I forgot about.
Fred can wield a knife with his tail. I'd be careful.
Don't
Do you want
fuck
to have
with
a
me,
push-up
pal.
competition?
Did that rat just talk?
Yes, Fred can talk.
What you hear, Ben, is squeak squeaker.
But with the Boston accent, right?
Correct.
But that rat definitely just talked.
I did.
Okay.
I
And
give
why
Fred cheese.
and how am I here?
Oh,
You're our
so
blue fairy.
there was this little blue fairy, and then we just
Yes.
kind of poked it a little bit, and then magic happened, and then poof, you're here. By the way, what's your name?
I'm Billy Gruff
Cool.
of the Gruff Mercenary Company. You've probably not heard of me, but you might have heard of my older brothers. They're kind of famous.
Not ringing a bell.
Geppetto says, "Bill,
I
and
like
William."
you. I like you. That's the right
Okay.
response.
I think he froze.
They don't.
No, he's doing his ventriloquism.
Sometimes the blue fairy has a little bit of glitchy time.
The reception isn't the best.
What were the brothers' names?
Bill
Oh, yeah. Bill and what?
and William.
Excellent.
And he's Billy.
Correct.
Oh, he's coming back? Or not?
The blue fairy light's like flickering around him.
Leonora goes into the corner just to do push-ups, so she looks a little more buff.
She's trying to look swole.
Yeah.
Anytime that the connection fails, it's when he has to snack to maintain his gains.
Yes, yes.
And it can be mid-conversation, and it's like, nah, protein gains, bro.
That rat's eating cheese. I'm eating a bar of pure protein.
My rat is not a pure protein bar. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Blue Fairy is spazzing out. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blue Fairy is having connectivity issues.
She's actually very annoyed that we didn't use her last time. And she's like, look what happened when you don't use me. And this is actually punishment.
Not only
Brother.
do you get... Hello. Blue
Hey!
Fairy was glitching. We know.
Hello. Yeah, I have no clue why. So, what was I saying? My oldest brother's William. The other brother is Bill. And I'm Billy. And
Fred
my
wasn't much,
father
creativity.
wasn't very creative when it came to naming us.
Yeah. Got that.
Well,
I
nevertheless,
love it.
you are most.
And you all seem kind of violent.
Just a little
No.
bit.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. It's just normally when people hire me to do a job, they just like come to me with the flyer instead of magicking me there. I could have been doing anything, like working out.
Good save.
Or eating protein.
Milking the goat. We got it. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Brian, no, fucking
No.
go. Can we boot Brian from the session?
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Who's Brian? I'm Silver.
You got to cross the
Yeah.
troll over the bridge. You know what I mean? You got to. It's okay at this point, my friends. Let's get to the actual thing itself. Do you have any other conversations you'd like to have with NPCs? Or, oh, I suppose actually, Brian, you had mentioned to the. Yeah. Okay.
To the
So
eighth, yeah.
So the Forgotten Eighth, with his streaming long beard and his sort of carbuncular features, waddles over towards you and hands you what looks like a small container of hardened glass and some water inside of it, kind of a lovely aqueous blue shining from within, and a little salmon. And he says, "Take this. Take this fish. Very good. You're gonna need that."
Okay. Should we consume it? Or what is the okay.
Only if you want to consign our entire movement to certain doom.
So that would be a no.
Aye,
Simple no
lass.
would have been would have
No,
sufficed.
no
Thank you.
works. We're pretty good with basic directions.
As far as consumable piscine items go, that fish is at the bottom of the list, right next to psychedelic jellyfish. That
Oh
fish.
God, no! Don't say psychedelic jellyfish. Now she's going to want to eat them.
No, don't you dare. so he says. So he says,
Leonora, I'm giving this to you for safekeeping.
No,
Don't
don't give it
you-
to me.
oh.
Dude, do not give it to me.
even Geppetto's like, no. Easy. He says, the Forgotten Eight says, no, that fish is named Malcolm. He's the salmon of unlikely knowledge.
Oh my God!
It is incredibly important for us to destroy the barriers that protect our enemy within the House of Black and White. The great inn that holds several of them, Castle Nightshade itself, and the gingerbread catacombs, which you are currently headed. You can hear sounds of activity from outside in sort of the bowels of the church itself, and this sounds like people arming themselves. And he says, as for us, we are headed towards our enemy. We intend to remind them, now that our recruiting drive has been successful after you fell Jack the Giant Slayer, we intend to remind them that the people of this city will not stand for their injustice. As for you, you shall go, take down Hansel and Gretel. But in order for you to reach them, past the boundary to their lair, you shall need to provide the salmon. And the fish gives a little wave with its fin. Malcolm, there, in the thing. You'll need to give him a piece of trivia that he doesn't already know.
And I walk over to the salmon, and I say, I lean down.
Don't
and
eat it.
No, I'm whispering.
Okay, just checking.
I lean down and I whisper, Silver has 3 nipples. And then
After a very long silence, the dwarf, the Forgotten Eight, says, you need to give it the information outside of the lair.
Oh.
Sorry, just need to do a trademark Silver thing. Dumb bitch.
Could have said that before. Pertinent information, please.
He looks
Is
over.
there anything else we're supposed to know before we do this?
Malcolm is extremely peevish and discerning, like most salmon.
Oh my God.
It's absolutely essential that we give him something useful and interesting.
Oh, okay.
For example, the presence of third nipples will only mildly titillate him. You need major titillation. Speaking of, and he turns towards you, Billy, and says, we like your work, more so than your brothers. Do us proud today out there, and there'll be a fine pint of ale and possibly some more spoils in it for you. Sound good?
Works for me.
Cool.
As long as it's
Uh,
protein, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, protein
Cheat
and
day.
beer.
It's a cheat day.
The two food groups.
When you're in the Forgotten Eighth Rebellious group, every day be a cheat day. He looks towards the rest of you sourly and says, right now, bugger off.
Can I go
we'll
find
go
the home?
save your city for you because you told us to bugger off. Evian's in a bit of a mood today.
Yeah, Geppetto's like, are you all right, sweetheart? You seem very angry. He sort of takes you aside and is like, you okay? You want some ginseng tea?
My rat's voice changed.
You didn't buy a balloon.
No,
with
no,
you.
no, no, no. Oh, wait, sorry. I think that's way funnier. Initially, it was that, like, the things I changed have always ever been, but I added the caveat that Etienne remembers what Fred's voice was like before it was changed. So everyone thinks she's insane.
It was your masterstroke, your evil genius. At work.
I had to use that minute very well. I dedicated 22 seconds to fucking with Etienne.
Rachel, what were you asking to talk to someone?
I want to go talk to the homeless dude.
Oh, I see, to Thaddeus. Okay, absolutely. So, as the rest of the group, and you can all do your preparations, and Ben, absolutely get involved in this if your character wants to do any little kind of cool preparation thing or a little bit of.
Well,
yeah?
he's quite interested in the what he thinks is basically telling random trivia to a salmon in a bottle.
Mhm.
And so he's like looking at the salmon. He's just like, if you breed goats for milk and you do it long enough, the males start lactating.
The dwarf, into the ensuing silence, says, again, I cannot stress enough that it must be in front of the entrance. Here, it is merely trivia for trivia's sake. Also,
Also,
is that true that happens?
that is true. It's completely true.
It's gross.
You have to milk them too, otherwise they get sick.
Someone says, or it's a well-known fact.
Okay, let's leave.
Please
I'm
do.
not over here looking up the worst animal facts I can possibly find.
But it's not
Didn't
useful
find
yet. My God, like instructions. Whoosh. Sorry.
They like drag me away from the dwarf, and I'm talking about fainting goats at this stage.
He's nodding. Strange, but interesting. At this point, my friends, we cut to so each one of you can do your own little preparation should you wish. But Leonora, make me an investigation or survival check.
Okay, let me have a look. Oh, we're not doing investigation. We are doing survival.
Okay.
That's what we're doing. Well, I don't know what that accent is. Oh, she got a 6.
6. Okay. You do find Thaddeus. However, it takes quite a long time. So you do gain 1 level of exhaustion. So you have disadvantage on ability checks for this.
Oh,
event.
okay. All right.
However, as you head up to Thaddeus, he's wearing his rumple, his squashed top hat, and he's got a what looks like an enormous tabby cat. He's in an alley, and the tabby cat is resting on his belly, and it's really hard to know if the tabby cat is alive or not. Like, it looks super dead.
And I'm like, hey, buddy, do you know anything about
What
gingerbread
does that
maze?
sound? Is that KT?
Oh, sorry.
KT, mute your mic. I love you, but mute your mic.
Sorry, I didn't realize that would be loud. I didn't think it would pick that up.
You're so good. Don't you worry.
I'm like loving the tabby, pet, rug, scarf, whatever, adorable, love it. Do you know anything about gingerbread mazes?
I told them fresh new parsnip under the wedge. And he sort of lifts up the cat and shows you the cat's face. And the cat is not dead, but it is sleeping. But it seems to be a very deep sleep.
I told them, what was it? Fish knew parsnip under the wedge?
Crimson Micklewich.
I just kind of go, can I roll to see if I can, with disadvantage, to see if I can figure out what the fuck he's implying?
No. No, he's not speaking like he's clearly insane.
Okay, I give the tabby a really gentle head scratch, like light enough to hopefully not wake it, and I just say, "You stay cute, buddy," and then I get going.
So you pet the cat and it sort of
Oh,
and
that
as
was
you
really good, Jag.
thanks. And as you turn away, you hear Millennium Hand and Gingerbread's dangerous love. Take care and bring yourself some holy water.
Ooh, 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 and
You
Leonora,
turn around and he's like totally hunched over the cat and holding the cat up. You're a little sandwich named Bobby.
I run and see if I can get holy water from somewhere because she's so excited she understood something.
Yep. Okay. I think you can. Yeah, absolutely. But it'll cost you.
Yes. Okay.
I think it'll cost you 150 gold pieces.
Oh, do I have money?
No, you're
I
not
don't think
trusted.
But didn't we have money from
Oh, we
the
did. We
Jin-
did.
No,
I don't think
following us
I-
you
around
would not
for
be
ages?
allowed. You know, your siblings would absolutely kill you.
No, I don't think so. I think I run back and I ask them, guys, can I borrow 150 gold?
We would
You ask
absolutely say
the
no.
group? Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Dad,
Yes, my brother.
Dad, can I have
Yes,
150 gold?
Can you
I'm so enraged.
have 150 gold pieces?
Please, it's for holy water.
All right. I suppose if the other cool kids are getting up to all this holy nonsense, and so he is going to. Rachel, it's your choice. You can have a big thing of holy water, like a big vial of holy water, and that's it. Or you can have a little one of holy water and advantage for yourself and for another person on an attack roll going forward for your interaction with Thaddeus. Your choice.
As in permanently advantage on attack roll
the
or a
rest-
single round
For
for the rest of the session.
I'm
taking
you can deploy the advantage. You know what I mean? So it's like regular advantage.
for like one round. Like it'd be like, okay, you get advantage this round.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I want a big thing of holy water. Never mind.
Yeah, big chunky boy.
Give me. I want a shoulder, like the shoulder of vodka. I want the holy water in a vodka bottle.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised about that. And non-judgmental as well. At this point, honestly, it's a vibe. So, okay. Anyone else want to do anything? Rachel has got her vodka bottle of holy water.
Billy's looking for protein.
Incredible.
I hide my rat
Yes.
just in case.
Yeah,
And
I want to
just
give him some protein.
I'm sort of wondering
Yeah.
You just see
about the millennium thing that the dude was like talking
Millennium
about.
Hand and Shrimp.
Yeah. That was just
You can take note of it, KT. It might mean something incredibly profound at a later date. And sorry, Benjamin, were you going to cut in with something?
I can
I
give
was
you,
just
I can give you cheese.
I was just gonna say you see me with like a tankard, but it's full of raw eggs.
I'll keep the cheese for my rat then.
Okay, so make a constitution check, Ben. Your first roll of the game to ingest so many raw eggs. Just so many.
That is that a saving throw or a constitution check?
I think it's a check.
Cool. That is 12.
I think that's sufficient. So as the incredible nutrition, as the wonderful protein moves through your body, hardening your muscles, the hard dorsal muscle in your back, and you can feel your chest expanding, and yes, you feel ready for the day, and so good, and vaguely in the mood to do yoga, and you gain a +1 to all attack rolls for the rest of the game.
Oh, cool.
Dickhead.
And that's why you do post-workout protein, people.
Yeah.
This whole thing is just an ad for like a local gym. This entire show.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Really good scruff. Gym workout.
Yes.
Join in for my new book, Isekai Gym.
Oh God.
So people will search for that. They're gullible.
Please tell me that you're writing that.
It is an idea I have for a hilarious book, but I haven't started.
So can I go and check on Rachel, the really pleasant, girl that made the squirrel, just to make sure that they're okay after the Jack and the Giant Slayer stuff?
Absolutely. You remember you met Rachel in an inn. Her father's name is Coalwoman. Hello there. I assume you're here to see Rachel. I think she's round the back. I think she was designing a little something for you. Although she's probably like to hide it, like it's not, because, work in progress and all that. Would you like a pint? We do sort of pints and books. That's really our major thing.
Well, I'd happily take a book off you, something that you'd recommend.
Grand. Are you hoping for something of like a yogurt plain variety or something with a bit of spice?
Well, I'm a bit of a fledgling artificer myself, and I know that you're a savant with the mechanics. So I was wondering if you might be able to give me some guides or like things like that, things you think might be helpful to myself.
Ah, that is the spice indeed. Right, oh. Yeah, I can do that for you. Do you have money?
I do. I absolutely do.
150 gold pieces exactly.
That's how much money I have on my person.
Yes. Guys, well, I could get you any sort of book for that. How about Delvanta's Guide to Engineering? Would that be of use to you?
It sounds fabulous. I'd love to give it a go. Thank you.
It's quite a slim volume, as many academic treatises are, but it's dense with information, Brian. So if you could part with 5 gold pieces, I can give you that.
I will do so.
Delvanta's Guide to Engineering is yours, and the rudiments of making some advanced designs potentially might be at your beck and call. As you call in on Rachel, she throws a covering, a sort of a tarpaulin, over a vague shape, the intricacies of which are very difficult to discern. And she indeed is keeping it secret from you. Hello, Silver. Hi. What's up? You okay?
I'm doing great. I just want to check in on you after all that craziness with the balloons and stuff. Did
You're
you
very
keep safe?
good. Jesus, you're very good. Yeah, I'm grand. Like, I was a bit worried about the whole thing, and Dad, my dad was in the middle of it all, and it was just fucking crazy. Oh, sorry. And she covers her mouth, and she goes, Daddy does not appreciate a swear. But how are you? I know you were mixed up in the whole thing, and the newspapers were talking about you, and it sounds like you did some really amazing stuff. So well done, love. Well done.
Oh, thank you so much. I wanted to show you my massive gun.
Yeah, well, you showed me it before. You've always had it.
Yes, I am realizing that is true and that nobody cares, which is wonderful.
Well, I care. I think it's a miracle of work. I think that you're a genius, and that if people aren't saying that to you, then that's not your problem that they can't see.
Rachel, I've never said this before, but you are literally my favorite person in the whole world.
Well, that makes me very happy, Silver, because I think the same about you. I've never met someone so inventive. But whatever. You're cool, I suppose.
Amazing. Well, I have to get back to my family and go and potentially, kill other people, like bad people.
I'm reading. I've stolen some of Dad's spicy romance, and I'm reading some of them, and they're very entertaining. Not sort of anything like you'd expect. They're all totally unsexy, but very funny. And yeah, so I'm definitely not working on any projects or anything like that. This behind me is a horse that I'm bringing back to life through veterinary skill, and not a mechanical apparatus that I'm going to show you. Definitely not. Don't look under the tarpaulin, please.
I will not do that because I completely believe you, and I believe in your resurrective ability of a horse. But in the future, if it turns out to not be that and it turns out to be a lie, I will find that hilarious and not be upset at all.
Right, okay. Well, I'll go back to my equine elegance. You go back to your day.
Absolutely. Also, by the way, if you ever die, that would absolutely destroy me. So please make
Sorry,
sure
what?
that you stay. Yeah, exactly. Love you. Bye.
In the aftermath of the room, as she lifts the tarpaulin, and you can hear and a series of sounds from underneath the tarpaulin, movement goes still. She comes out of the tarpaulin, and in the silence of the room, she goes, "I love you too. What a legend! What a legend!" Goes back under the tarpaulin, and goes back to work. Okay. At this point, my friends, you're heading towards, with your protein and your well wishes of friends, and holy water, and a little tiny rat whose balls have dropped. You go towards danger. Okay.
Just an aside here.
Yes, please.
Did Brian's when he made it so that I would know that Fred's voice had changed, did that inadvertently make it that I know that he changed it?
Yes. Well, up to Brian.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Good, because I can like give him side eyes.
Yeah. The whole time, just
That makes me fun.
Tell someone about it. See what they say. It's always been like
I
that.
know. I know.
Illusions. Sorry.
my friends, as you approach, so the gingerbread catacombs, according to the Forgotten Eights map that he gives you, are, well, obviously they're the catacombs. They're where the sacred dead were held a long time ago, before the introduction of overground graveyards in the past century or so. The ancient dead of the city were buried in the catacombs underneath a kind of a sprawling lattice work, forged out of Don Bartolo, or the gingerbread, the Muffin Man's gingerbread capabilities. They are located in the Kipling district, which is a hive of great commerce. As you move along the streets, you can see people besuited and beskirted, heading about on their business. The flooding has been sapped away from the ground itself, for the most part, through buckets and hoses and ingenuity. Although, as the little heels and the clever shoes and clogs and sandals and footwear of every variety splash and send ripples throughout the little ponds of the district, you can look up and see those same street lamps, and here in the Kipling district they seem to glow with a sort of a delightful counterpart to that sort of sickly green light of the church you have spent some time in below, but rather a warm green light, a kind of a lovely spring green light. And over time, as the day deepens, they begin to fade to a sort of a lovely periwinkle blue. However, that does not last too long, because within a bank, after you hand some papers over to a bank clerk, he looks at a clerk. That makes kind of sense. Sort of his whole skill of, yes, indeed, adjusting little spectacles, looking at this. Oh, I see. Pops that away, stamp, and says, "Come with me," and brings you all to a cellar within the bank itself. And after opening it out, it is completely empty, this vault, until he lifts up a little door in the floor, and stairs wind down, and says, here is where the catacombs lie. There are many entrances, but the one in this bank is, forgive me, my manager called. Be careful. And you watch as he toddles out. My friends, as you head down and down into the catacombed dark, any final preparations to make? Any little spells to cast?
Yeah, I high five Billy. And I'm like,
I was just going to say, is this brightly lit, this area?
The catacombs are pitched in total darkness.
Okay. So, sorry, Brian. You go.
Does anyone have a light?
I was actually just about to ask a question about that. So I got a new spell last level that allows me to contact like other creatures, even if they're on a different plane of existence. And I was wondering if I'd be able to reach out to my salamander friend from ages ago. It has a 95% chance of success if it's on another plane.
I shall roll some dice. What kind of spell is this, KT? Is it a leveled spell?
It's it's like a level 5 spell.
Level 5 or level 4? Because I don't think
Level
it's level 5.
Nope.
Yes.
You do as Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. You get Hunger of Hadar and Sending on your 5th grade when you turn level 5.
Sending is so good. Okay, here we go. So you're contacting this salamander, and I shall get the.
She has to use the communication method of pictures. Do you remember?
What are the images that you send, Katie?
We're in a dark catacomby place and I really need help with light, so I'm asking him via pictures if he can come and light our way.
Yes, you can roll 2d10.
Overkill. It's like, we need a light. Could we have a giant flame dragon? What?
Okay, I got 15.
Okay. Let me pull.
Oh wait, is there any? Do I add any bonus onto that?
No, it's a straight D100 roll for
Okay.
2d10s. Okay. So, yeah, here's how that works. KT, what is Etienne's favorite item of clothing?
I don't know. I don't even know what she's wearing.
Okay, you want to
maybe her cloak.
Yes. Okay. And okay, is it a kind of a fairly long affair or just off the shoulder?
It's like just off the one shoulder, kind of just draped.
That's badass. I like that. I like that a lot. And
now he's gonna burn it.
well, here's what happens: the fabric of the material itself begins to harden, and as it does so, it seems to sort of vermiculate, kind of worms of lines move through it, but they're not worms at all, or any sort of kind of checkerboard motif. Instead, it is scales forming up in a motif along, and it begins to wax from between the lines of the scales with a kind of molten red light. You cast dim light in a 10-foot area around yourself. It's quite confined, and it's not going to be perfect should things go south, but it is something, and 10 feet is useful for melee. So that's waxing around you at the moment.
I got my salamander.
I really
So yeah,
wish you
and she has a light.
underwear.
You have what?
I really wish you'd said your underwear.
Yeah, it's useless. Like, well,
underwear hardens.
oh.
I look at the. Billy looks at the glowing puff, and it's like most people would just use a lamp.
So I have a fucking lamp. A salamander. Thank you very much.
Well, think about it in the future, because like a lamp you can put down, you're now a glowing target.
That's good.
Also, we need you up front because we can't see where we're going without you.
I love this.
Well, it's okay because Lenora's walking next to me.
Is she though?
She loves me.
Yes, she is. She's right next to her.
Would you not have a little bit of trauma from, dying? Do you think that would have taught you a lesson on maybe?
Have you met Lenora?
I was about to say
Okay, fine.
that would require a fraction of self-awareness, which Leonora does not have. If nothing else, she would be like, "Well, I fucking died once. I can't die again."
Oh God! So at this point,
by the way, I'd just like to point out that I've already whispered to Jasper on my shoulder, being like, "Hey, can you just keep an eye out for stuff in this dark, and just let me know." Then, I love it.
Okay, my friends.
I love your ability to rewind.
Which? Rewind what? K2.
No, I love Brian's ability to go, oh, I'm actually going to go back in time here and say like that this is what I did then.
In fairness, he has run Blades in the Dark, which is like surrounded by the idea of flashbacks, and that's like I really want to run Blades at some point. It's a great game.
Yes.
Fabulous. So, my friends, as you head down into the catacombs themselves, the tunnel itself is clotted in darkness, thankfully illuminated by the walking lantern, and thank goodness for her luminance, Etienne. As she moves forward, she casts thin orange shadows that, because of the movement of the cloak, seem to shiver. The different chambers that you enter, the catacombs themselves beginning very quickly, are honeycombed with small alcoves dug into the stone, being the rock-hard gingerbread substance that forms up this place. The smell of it is sweet and oddly organic and earthy, a strange conglomeration of aromas, but as their perfume wafts to you, it creates an eerie sense of almost mischief to find such a sweet smell here in such a gloomy, lonely, oppressive dark. Wandering further, you see the chambers widen and narrow, widen and narrow, and sloping into different corridors and bending down and down deeper beneath Tegeste Lipa, the city. Do you say anything to one another as you head deeper, or not?
Not an ounce of protein among this. Carbs everywhere.
I just say,
Why are we doing this again?
how shit would it
I'm
be if we were
following
in the-
you.
No,
I can't remember why we're in the catacombs. It seems very dark and very scary, and I'm a little second guessing. Like, can't we just go home, sit down,
We're
watch
gonna-
TV? Like,
Don't you remember we're going to fuck up 2 kids, Hansel and Gretel?
and the fish
Wait.
trivia. Come on, keep up.
No one told me this job was child murder.
You watch as a tiny rat pokes out, and you all hear squeak and squeaker, and the rat goes, "Let's fuck up some kids."
Fred,
Oh, sorry.
I feel better. No, it's okay. I actually feel
Good.
better now.
Okay.
You've given
I'm
me
on
some
your side.
courage.
I'm in your corner. You
I know. Here, have these cheese.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you so
Gouda.
much. It'll sate me until I bite those kids.
So I'm just thinking, how fucked would it be if we're actually on the insides of like a gingerbread man, and that all these catacombs just turn out to be its like lower intestine or something?
Not the gumdrop button.
10 out of
But-
10.
No, we don't say anything to each other.
Oh no, all of that was canon. So as you all move deeper into this place, you come eventually to what seems like a kind of a central, sepulchral place, where the mood seems thicker than ever, and the atmosphere hanging about your shoulders like a mantle. And as the dark presses in, and as the light pushes feebly out, you become aware of, as you explore, the group spreading out a little bit. If you'll permit me a kind of a quick tableau of the characters. Okay, let me paint you the room, and actually you guys can give it to me. So let's be kind of quick about this. Okay, so we have those little alcoves dug into the walls. We have a series of old light fixtures hung with candles, ceremonial, that were lit perhaps during burial times, all oozing and globulous and waxy and unlit for a long time. We have a series of exits from this main chamber, all sort of honeycombing around. And we have, of course, the coffined and shall we say, draped in the garments of death residents of this catacomb. Okay, just give me a snapshot of where your character is. Let's start with our wonderful guest. Ben, where is Billy?
Billy is probably 10 feet behind the glowing person. Not so close that he's completely blind, but semi-blind at this point. I can't see anything more than like 10 feet away from me.
Yes, you're not perusing. Billy's very much sticking within 10 feet of Etienne.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I got you, dude. I got you.
Yeah.
Is it the case that you kind of have a hand on a weapon of some sort, just kind of painting an image?
Yeah. He's got his great axe in his hands, and he's
Flexing a
wearing
bit.
like
Flexing there.
he's always flexing.
That's my secret cap. I'm always
Yeah. When you're 4'8", you have to always flex.
yes. The popping musculature, the great axe,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
handle. I think the handle itself is probably leather, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I think it would give almost a little rasp, a kind of a little leathery sort of squeaking sound from the tightness of your strong hold, as the goatish face, long and thoughtful, and so full of delicious protein, looks around. Where is Leonora?
She's next to me.
So where is Leonora? So emotionally right now? No. So
I'm grabbing your arm, by the way. I've got like your forearm.
So she's got one arm out so that Etienne can hold on to it. She's drawn her great axe with the other one, and she kind of sneaks a look and sees that the very swole goat man also has his great axe out, and she looks at her axe, she looks at his axe, she looks at her axe, and she goes, "Mine's bigger."
It's not the size; it's how you use it.
Ben, if you can just go ahead and take a D6, and you have a D6 inspiration dice, so you can add that to a roll at a later point.
I think it should be a D10 for that. Like, come on.
Yeah, in fact, Rachel, take a D6. Ben, take a D10. KT, for the D, take a D4. Brian, just for being you, take a D4. I don't give a damn. You guys are going to need it. So, at this point, as Leonora says that, Etienne, where are you?
Oh, well, I'm like gripping her forearm. I'm a little bit iffy about the dark. I like that I have this like glow around me. Not so much that makes me a walking target, but you know, I don't like what's beyond the 10 feet on either side of me. I'm just really glad that I just got psychic fucking sorcery, which means I can use all of my sorcery points as spell slots. So that makes me really happy.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel well armed.
Yes. Badass. And my friend Silver.
So there's a lot of logic happening in my brain right now. So I can see that Etienne is ahead, glowing, and she's gripping Leonora. And what's more than likely going to happen is the moment danger happens in front of us, that she's going to dimension door with one person away, meaning that our light source leaves, danger is in front of us, and nobody is there to stop it. So I will take a knee, and because I'm right beside Billy.
Bill's my brother.
Yeah, remembered first time. Sorry. So I would look at his stance with his axe and everything like that, and I would literally just throw one arm back unnecessarily to go down on one knee to raise my rifle, and it's bolt action. So everyone's being like super stealthy and quiet, and I'm not. It's like, and I aim at my sister Leonora, because if logic, I aim at Leonora because she will be the thing to attack or get attacked. So that's my logic on this.
That is Silver's thing, is destroying sibling rivalry with facts and logic.
Or bullets.
And indeed hot lead. So at this point, as those sounds fill the place, fill the entirety of this space with a kind of echo,
Etienne has a thought when he does that. Is
Yeah.
like, oh, for fuck's sake, Silver, I know you only just got your freaking toy. Stop it. That's her thought.
I've always had this. I am a gunner. I have that feat.
Okay.
So dexterous.
Sorry, I had to. I'm good now.
No, you're good. You're good. Better than, you're hilarious. So as the echoes ripple out of the sound of the bolt action gun, one of the echoes. It's so weird because the echo continues for a little bit from down the different corridors, but one of the echoes comes back, and it's two voices, high pitched, childish, and each overwhelmed with sorrow. Help us. Help us. And that's when the dead crawl out of their tombs. Okay, as we move into initiative, as the vestments of death are shed, as the skeletal figures begin to clack and clitter towards you, my friends, it is the initiative. So the heroes always go first in this game, just to save the initiative rolling. So the heroes will go first, and the enemies will go second. Just to give you a number on this, there are 50 skeletons coming towards the party.
Okay.
Okay. But they're
Yeah, so-
coming toward us. Are they outside of the range of the light, and we can hear them shambling?
That's exactly right, but you can sort of see one of them. I think, yeah, with the dim light, I think that it would be very different. But I think, Etienne, you're close enough to one of the alcoves to see one of them, so that suddenly the noises all around you have context. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, also, when you choose the order you go in for this first round, we'll maintain that order going through. So, Rachel, are you hoping to go first?
No, I had a question.
Yes.
So the walls are made of stone, right?
Gingerbread.
Yeah, hardened, a kind of a hyper hardened gingerbread alloy.
That'll do. Is it as hard as stone or a little softer?
Yeah, I think it's as hard as stone. Yeah.
It's hard as stone. Okay. Is there like a chandelier? Is there a freestanding statue? Is there anything?
Oh, are you
like
asking about pliancy to see if you could bring some of it out?
that?
Yeah,
I want to see if I can like knock a statue or a tomb on a bunch of skeletons.
it's clever, Rachel, and as per usual, I like that. So you could say that let's say, okay, let's say that a series of a series of creatures that have basically over time eroded away, almost like coastal erosion through their tiny little nibbling teeth. They've eroded away a section of the wall so that you could gain purchase and topple some of it over. Useful.
Before you do that, Leonora, you have holy water. Like just saying that if you were to throw that up and someone was to shoot it, who knows what would happen?
Leonora's like, I don't have holy water. I have vodka. And then she rages and goes to smack the wall.
Incredible. As you so you move into your rage, and are you hoping to hit the wall with your axe or?
Yeah, I hit the wall with my axe and giving Silver the finger as I do so.
Okay, excellent. Make an attack roll.
Here we fucking go. Sorry, it always takes me a sec. There we go. It always takes me a second.
You're good.
9, 10, 11, 12.
12 will hit the wall. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Walls have quite a low AC.
That is 9, 10, 11, 12.
Leonora, as you sweep your axe around, cleaving into the stone, a few pebbles and some dust come out in puffs at you and sort of plinking off of your armor and your skin, but it doesn't fall itself, and that sound of these things is coming closer. It does not fall.
I'm just like, shut the fuck up! Silver, not a fucking word.
Does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, on the on the next round, assumedly you'll remember your second attack. I got you. So you can do it, Rachel. You can do it.
I'll
if you
do it.
wish.
I do a second attack. Sorry,
Okay,
thank
go ahead
you.
and make your roll.
Thank you. I have a
I
kind
love
DM.
Brian's face right now is like, don't give it to him.
I got 12 again.
That hits.
Yeah.
Roll your damage.
I will roll my damage. Oh, I got 7.
It is so close
Oh, for
to
fuck's
giving
sake!
and crumbling apart upon these skeletons, but alas, it does not
Fuck.
fall. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, and then I'm yelling, "Hit the wall! Hit the wall! Hit the wall!"
Yes. Ben, were you putting your hand up to go next?
Yeah.
What you got, Billy? What you got?
Well, Billy sees her attacking a wall, and this entire time since he's been summoned, he's been thinking that he's with some sort of weird Fey superpowered creatures because they just teleported him from like where he was. And when you're a Fey creature, your assumption is uber powerful being is messing with you when that happens. And then he saw her attack the wall, and he's like, "Oh God, these are children."
Oh dear.
Yeah, so he's like, "Oh, I actually have to, I have to do something now." And he's like, "Oh, those drugs were inappropriate." So he walks over to the wall where she's hit, and I would like to rage. Billy would like to rage.
Yeah.
And as he starts raging, you notice his skin starts changing. Fur starts growing all across his body, and his features become more goat-like. And he actually gets bigger. And you end up, when he finishes raging, with this creature that looks like a goat version of a minotaur, but still 4'8".
He is the Goatator.
He's the Goatator. Yeah.
Incredible.
And so
goat.
Billy Billy walks up to the wall you were attacking, and I would like to reckless attack it.
Oh, okay. So take advantage on the attack roll, and enemies will have
Yeah.
advantage on you.
Yep. That is a terrible roll. That's a 14 to hit.
That actually will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Cool. Sweet. That is 10 damage.
That is enough to bring it down. You watch as that section, as Leonora cries, "The wall, bring it down!" You watch as the goat man steps forward and swings the axe itself. As it comes crumbling, it's not a small section of the wall. It's not thin or pillar-like. It's a huge chunk. And as it descends, it crashes upon the skeleton. So, Leonora, roll a d6. Ben, roll a d6. And that is the number of skeletons it crushes.
5.
3. 8. That'll work. That awful... Yeah?
Billy turns to Lenore. Told you it's not the size that matters. It's how you use it.
She is so fucking happy. She fist bumps you and just goes, "Never mind. Yours is
Fist bumps you. Okay.
And you have a second attack, Ben?
Yeah. Well, is there any... well, actually, I'll just lean down, pick up a chunk of like the rock, and just throw it at the nearest skeleton.
Incredible. Just make a strength check.
That's natural 20.
Holy crap. Okay. Roll a d4.
Three.
Okay. You all watch as he says that, fist bumps Leonora. He leans down with one hand, not holding the great axe, picks up a rock and flings it. You watch as it crushes the skull of one skeleton, pops its spinal column out its ass, out of the pelvic bone. That spinal column skewers 2 behind it to the wall, and 3 are down.
He human centipeded it.
Correct.
Centipoded.
Except it was skeletal centipoded.
Yeah, just before my turn it ends, I would like to flex. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, so Edienne's kind of pissed. She's really happy they're doing so well, but she's sick of people running into the fucking range of all her spells that'll actually do decent damage. So she's like, she's having a day today. Edienne's just having a day, majorly because Silver fucked with her.
Okay.
So she's going to use her Snowball Swarm over the other side where they are not, because there are undead all around them, right? It's not just in one area.
All around, exactly right.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the opposite side, and I'm going to fling that Snowball Swarm, and just kind of guess so that it doesn't get close enough to us, because it's a 5-foot radius sphere that it does.
Yes.
And I'm just using my Snowball Swarm because I've kind of had it. I'm not going to use my really cool shit because otherwise I'm going to hurt my people.
No, I got you at the end. Tell me, is it a dexterity saving throw? Is it an attack roll? I can look it up.
Oh, sorry. It is a dexterity saving throw. Sorry.
So it's a 5-foot radius.
Yeah, it's 5-foot radius. So that's what, 10-foot diameter?
Yeah, exactly. So that'll target 2 of the skeletons. Let me make a little roll for them. That is a sack of shit. Yep, they are not very dexterous. You.
Okay, so it's 3d6. So it's 10 plus 4, 14.
Amazing. What does it look like as the as this thing destroys?
So the snowball swarm is gonna like spread and like catch their like feet and limbs and start cracking up as it like freezes them. And yeah, so
That's
and
incredible.
then they're gonna just go if they're
in a kind of sort of
like cracking up and then just.
Oh, it's so good. It's like almost like glass at that point.
Yes.
It's frozen bone. It's fantastic, Katie. So as the shards spray out, they tinkle and speckle against the other skeletons still in attendance. I need to mark that down now. So you still have 37 to go, and we are at silver.
So, Jack, a little project for you is to think about how powerful the gun should be, because I don't want to just be a dickhead with that.
Oh, the rifle?
With that.
I thought I told you it uses your dexterity modifier and it has a chance to misfire, and it's 2d12.
2d12. Holy shit. Amazing. So before I do that, I am just going to I'm essentially just aiming into darkness. So the part of me is like, I can't have my maiden voyage go to shit, especially with the misfiring option. So while I'm like this, I'm kind of like, firebolt like to line up my sight so I can see. So I'm going to illuminate everything. So it's d6 to hit. So I actually don't know what I'm aiming at. So like I'm looking to see what I'm aiming at. So I'm just putting a firebolt straight in my line of sight.
You can still make the attack roll. You just have disadvantage.
Cool. So the first one to hit is 24, and the second one, the real one, is 22. 16 plus 6.
Unreal. Yeah, you can absolutely roll damage.
2d10 is 9. 7 plus 2.
Why'd you roll 2d10?
Sorry, the firebolt is.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry,
2d10.
Firebolt rather than the gun. Apologies. So, oh my god, 2d10 is really good. So, well, that cremates one of these skeletons.
And perfect. And because then, like for bonus action, noticing that the echo was so powerful, we have to use thaumaturgy. So I think that like we're able to hear their voices. So what would be the most menacing thing I could do? Do
the children's voices or the
yes. So the children's voices that came back.
Yeah.
They're going to hear the sounds of fighting, and they're probably wondering how it's going. So I'd like to use thaumaturgy to do an evil laugh in a really, really booming voice. So it would be.
It was good. It was good.
And then just
almost make Katie do a spit take. That sound moves away, and as it comes back on the ripple of the air, it comes back. Save us, save us. And
yeah, that sounds like a trap if I've ever heard one.
At this
didn't
point,
even react to the laugh.
it is at this point, yeah, I think it's how many is it? 36? That's a really handy number. So each of you gets 9 attacks. Okay, I will put myself on mute so I can roll these. What is everyone's AC? Could you pop your AC in the private chat so that I know what I'm aiming for? Excellent.
16.
Oh wow, look, I've suddenly got like 110 AC. I don't. I just wish.
So, Billy, that is 5 hits against you. That is 10 points of damage.
Halved. Because I'm raging.
The raging. Half to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jenkins.
Sorry, Ilya ran in to tell me I had done some maths wrong, so I missed what you said.
No, you're okay. I was just going to ask for your AC.
Oh, it was 17
Your
because I have
unreal.
an armor that gives me a +1.
Out of 9 rolls, I critted 3 times.
Fuck
But
me.
these are very, very weak creatures. So that's only 6 plus 3 it's only 9 damage reduced to 4, Rachel. These are very weak creatures. But there's a lot of them. KT.
Oh, they had advantage at me.
You're very kind, sir. You're very kind. Thank you. Let me re-roll. I'll re-roll the ones I missed.
You're too honest, man.
A single extra hit for 2 more points, reduced to 1. Oh my god. Barbarians. Etienne, as these creatures scramble towards you. I only get 3 hits for a total of 6 points. And Silver, as the skeletons move towards you. I rolled dreadfully there, and I can't believe. And you use shield as a reaction, which brightens it up to 17, which means I only hit you once for 2 points. The skeletons. So, my friends, just to give you a sense of all these creatures, regardless of if you were raked with their claws many times or not, the pervading reek of bone meal is like month past its sell by date jam fermenting in a jar. That awful moldy stink. It's completely pervasive, and it seems to mix with the sweet odor of the gingerbread, an unholy cocktail. And the creatures themselves, their desiccated bones hanging with long strips of flesh, their skeletal fingers groping and questing eagerly, that horrible sense that you're being surrounded, but you fight on valiantly. We're back in the initiative order, which begins, as far as I'm aware, with Leonora.
Now I take
How
out the
gathered are they now?
They're much more clumped. But
We're surrounded.
that's exactly right. However, in terms of closeness, the way D&D measures that is each creature takes up ish 5 feet, unless they're considered small. These are medium creatures. Leonora, talk to me.
I pop the cap on the holy water. I take a swig of it.
Yep.
And I spit it out like in a circle all around me, all over them.
Rachel, are you doing a dragon's breath holy
Yes.
water spray?
Yes, I am.
I mean, it's just sick. Okay. This is actually going to be 2-part, and it's going to take both your attacks. Okay?
That's okay. Yeah.
Go on again. First part is ingesting the holy water.
Yeah.
And the sheer volume of it that you can actually fill within your puppet lungs. Let's make a constitution check.
Oh yeah, let's do that. And I've got my D6 when this goes wrong. Hang on. Sorry, am I doing just a straight up constitution roll?
That's exactly right.
Perfect. 16.
Yeah, 16's a success, and it's quite a strong one. You fill up your lungs. Now, I shall make a dexterity saving throw against the creatures. I think you're going to be, with a 16, you're going to be able to target 4 of them. I failed 3 times. I succeed once against the DC is just 13. It is with a great deal of breadth, so that's what I'm basing it on. And furthermore, in terms of damage, we're talking 3d8 radiant, Rachel. So depending on how high you roll, you'll even kill the one that made it.
Nice. So hang on now. I'll just roll 3d8 then. Excellent. And do I add stuff to it? Do I still add the 5 per each one for my rating?
Flat 3d8.
Just flat 3d8, sure. Oh, that was dog shit. That was 15.
That's really good. These creatures do not have high hit points, and they're vulnerable to radiant damage. As Leonora glugs a great whack of the holy water, her lungs seeming to expand her whole torso, she becomes, for but a moment, one of those spraying public fountains that just absolutely gushes holy water across these creatures. It seems to simmer and hiss and eat in caustically to their bones, making that smell even more grotesque, Leonora. However, you watch as the one skeleton reaching towards you, as the holy water eats through its cheek, its jawbone swings cataclysmically off and hanging in a kind of awful sort of droop like that, before it staggers dead, 4 more down. and let's say you've used a third of the bottle. Excellent. Leonora, does that end your turn? Do you have a bonus action?
I think my bonus action is I would kind of like try and situate myself that I would like maybe duck down so I'm not blocking anyone's fire if they want to fire a gun, for instance.
Oh,
But
yes. Well, for example, Rachel, you could use your bonus action to say to make a kind of a speech to Brian, should you wish to say, "Please don't shoot me."
oh no, it'd be like, Brian, you know that gun you've had this whole entire time? I cannot wait to see how useful it is. And I like duck down a little bit.
Silver, you wonder who Brian is. Yeah. The Leonora in the glinting light in the dark with Etienne's like the roiling light. You watch as the glinting head of the gun itself seems to move slightly down. As Leonora ends her turn, it is Billy.
Well, Billy's seen Leonora. She just spat holy fire, basically. He's like, okay, that kid's fine. The other one's using like firebolt magic. That's okay. There's a child over there using what is it? Snowballs to fight undead, and he's really concerned about that. So he starts walking towards her.
I don't have brains. I can't melt them.
Like all he's seeing is you throwing like lots and lots of snowballs at an enemy, and he's just like, that's concerning. And so he's like, that's the child that needs help. And so he starts walking in that direction. And the first skeleton that gets in his way, because there's skeletons everywhere,
Yes.
he headbutts.
Oh, the Billy goat.
And reckless.
Yeah, I mean, you do it, man. You do it. Go ahead, make that attack roll. Also, I love the fact the puppets are
kids?
Yeah, the puppets are very adult presenting. I like the idea that Billy is just like,
You know, goat kids.
these poor. Oh, no, that's some.
Did you not get that?
I only just got it.
I just rolled a 3. I take 3 points of psychic damage.
Well,
Please.
you are also very kiddish because your dad was like, "How's your feelings today, kids? Before we go and murder those children, how are you feeling?" So anyway, first skeleton, that is a 21 to hit.
I mean, you know that hits. Oh my god.
Yep.
Fantastic.
That is a 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
My friend, it goes exactly as you know it will, but for the others, for Etienne, who watches you as you approach, one of the creatures shambles up towards you, and as it lunges, its hands, you slip between its hands, and you watch as the whole thing crumples apart from the head downwards, a kind of wonderful oscillation that wibbles it from side to side, and then disintegration. You watch as the rib bones quake from the sheer impact of this. The creature is pulverized. You still have an attack. My friend, are you moving specifically out of range of the ones surrounding you, by the way?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to get some
with total disregard for them as a serious threat.
I will make the attack rolls of opportunity after you finish your turn.
Yeah. So he walks closer to you, and I'm assuming I'm coming closer to another skeleton, so I'm going to headbutt that one too.
Oh my god.
That is a 15 to hit.
That actually does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 9 damage, bludgeoning damage.
2 more of these creatures have gone down on Billy's turn. Do you say anything as you come next to Etienne?
Do you have something stronger than snowballs, kid?
Yes, but everybody's in the fucking way, aren't they?
And Ben, I only hit you once on the opportunity attack for 2 damage reduced to 1. You're totally fine.
Nope.
A mere scratch bleeding down into your goatish hide. Then we are with, I believe, next up was the mighty Etienne. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Excellent.
How close to us are the skeletons?
The ones directly surrounding you are considered within 5 feet in the language of D&D. Is that useful to you? And there are currently Let's see how many. 9 of them grouped up around you.
And are they all within 5 feet of me, or are there some that are
in a circle? One of them was headbutted to death. Actually, sorry, one of them was headbutted to death, so there's technically just 8.
And me.
Sorry, just give me a sec. Yeah, I know.
He can take it. Hit him.
Yeah.
Great. He can do it. Yeah, he's a barbarian.
I don't like hitting people who are on my side.
Billy literally told you use something stronger.
Okay, how far away from me are my siblings?
Leonora, Rachel, you're using that light, aren't you?
She's got to be. Well, but she was at the wall, which was far away from me because I moved to the other side.
Oh yeah. So okay. So
she's got to be at least 10 feet away from me.
Oh yeah. Well, that is actually the distance on the light, and that works for me if you're willing to take it. So 10 feet.
She'd have to be like at least like more like because she's not in my light. I moved to the other side of the wall.
You convince her. It's 15 then. Oh,
excellent.
Right.
How close is Brian? Also 15, right? Because he wasn't in my light.
Silver was in the dark. He was, I would say, 25,
awesome.
30. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so because Billy is encouraging me, I'm going to use Arms of Hadar because these things are all within 5 yards of me, around me, right?
Yes, 5
and
yards.
Arms of Hadar has a 10-yard radius. Sorry, a 10 feet radius.
Yes.
Because yards would be a lot more of me. And they have to do a strength saving throw. And on a failed save, they take 2d6 necrotic damage.
A strength saving throw. Go ahead and roll that damage, and I'll roll these saves. What's your DC, by the way, KT? Is it 14?
13.
13. Excellent. Thank you.
2d6, right? The 1.
Okay, a 3 succeed and 5 fail.
10.
16 was my save.
That's a success. So you'll take half damage of 5.
Sweet.
Sorry.
The skeletons, as you probably guessed, have incredibly low hit points. They are all destroyed.
Yes. Was that good enough for you?
Okay, that was a little creepy after the snowballs. I'm not going to lie. Why do you have that spell?
Because I'm a mind sorcerer. It's what I do. Aberrant mind.
That's
it's not
what
a nice
came out
thing.
of your mind.
Yes.
I love that. Like he's just like so stoically, like skeleton dust still clinging to his goatish forehead. Why do you have that spell? It's messed up, man. Johnny, dude, where's my car? At this point, does that end your turn, Etienne?
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, we're down to 22 skeletons. Silver, it's you.
So, question, Jack. The radiant damage that destroyed the skeletons, would I know, like, if I was to shoot the remains, would that be able to create a kind of a scatter to hit others with radiant damage?
Would require a very precise shot. Technically, yes. If that is very possible, but would require like unbelievable marksmanship. Like someone who's been doing it their whole lives, for example.
Misfire. You know what? Fuck it. We're going to. Oh my god. I haven't done this in a very long time.
Yeah.
I bring down my goggles, my laser goggles.
Your goggles, at last.
And I would like to use them because they give me a heightened perception.
Yes.
So I'm going to use them for aiming, not for the laser beams that they shoot from the eyes.
Clever, ridiculous, silly. Yeah. Okay. You can take an attack roll, and you don't have disadvantage.
Okay. So do I have the gunner feat, by the way, that gives me +1 to dex?
Yeah. You were the DM for a minute, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is 16 + 2, so that's 18.
That is not sufficient.
And I have that inspiration.
Okay, you wish to spend it?
Yes. And that will be a D4. And it's a 4. So that is 22.
Using a feat of unbelievable precision. An action he has performed so many times as he brings his arm down, laying up the shot, picking the perfect moment at which the skeletons are arrayed in a row, almost like fish in a barrel, to a marksman of his skill. As the bullet arcs, it slices perfectly into an arch of hip bone, which fragments and splashes out in a kind of ghoulish shrapnel. Oh, those hours and hours shooting at bottles have paid off.
Meanwhile, Etienne is sitting there going, "Oh, fuck."
That second place trophy in all of those competitions. Hey, kiddo. Sometimes bridesmaids become the bride.
Silver is second best, bitches.
Brian, roll d6.
And all Etienne can think of is, "Oh my god, it's going to be even worse."
1.
Perfect. One skeleton is killed.
You managed one, eh? Try to beat my 8.
Oh, no. Look.
Did you just miss and hit something? You kill something?
Billy the Kid. Great shot.
Incredible. That skeleton in hell will tell its friends, I never even saw it coming.
But can we just highlight how silver this is? Of that, you do the most ridiculous shot to get the one ridiculous kill.
Yes.
Finesse.
9 skeletons attack you, Brian. Okay, here we go. I'm going to roll. Do you cast shield?
You know,
It is.
I feel like I deserve it. I'm not going to catch shield. This is the price of hubris. I'm saving that spell slot for later. I'm kind of like, yeah.
Okay, I hit you 8 times for 16 points of damage.
16?
16.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, don't you have psionic sorcery? You can't just use all of your spell slots. Oh no.
Leonora,
So
against you.
sad.
I think Leonora just watched that whole thing. She knows she's supposed to be like really focused on the battle, but she hesitates half a second because she's busy face palming.
Oh, I'm attacking you.
Oh shit! Oh, you're attacking
I was
me.
saying, Leonora, here's damage.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was my turn. Sorry.
No, you
hit
take
me.
eight
I
points
was
of
thinking,
damage.
wait, it's only 9 of the skeleton.
8 points. 8 points reduced to 4. I love that. Leonora's like, wow, I'm really ready to. Oh, fuck! As the skeletons ramp out.
It's 4 points. She'd be like, "Oh, a butterfly stung me." Okay.
A butterfly stung you,
A
Rachel?
butterfly stung me. Whatever.
You want to stick with that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I've met some
For a
fucked up
reason.
butterflies. Okay, carry on.
Here we go. My friend Billy. Okay, not so bad. 4 points of damage reduced to 2. And
They've
Etienne,
got advantage.
oh, that is true. Although, don't think it's gonna matter. Their plus to hit is very bad. They actually don't even hit you anymore. And Etienne, you've destroyed all the ones around you. No attacks. My friends, it is back in your place. However, before you do, you hear, "Save us! You're so close." Those two voices mingled in sorrow. "We need you. We need you. Please save us." It is Leonora.
Yeah, that's not
We haven't
doing
fucking
anything for
moved.
me.
Are we closer?
Spiritually, psychically,
They're coming to us.
emotionally. we're
Yeah,
closer.
we're just gonna let them come up because I
love when
don't
you
trust
get.
those voices.
Sorry, the smile Jack gave was such a DM smile. It was such a shut the fuck up and play the game, you little shit. I'm the daddy here, okay?
I
Don't
would
you
never do that. I would never do that, Rachel.
You would. And yet that smile said so much.
The boys. Here's the thing, boys.
See,
Is that-
sorry.
Yes, Katie.
I have level 6 was an awesome level for me because I also got psychic defenses, which gives me like you can't do shit, like you can't like fool me, basically.
I like that. That's the official description. You can't
Yeah.
do shit to me fucking head, mate. I've got.
Yeah.
I've got
So like I've got resistance to psychic damage and against being charmed or frightened. So these little bitches that are like going, oh, save us, help, help. I'm like, fuck you. I don't believe you. Just fuck off. So
the poor children crying for help
oh,
sorrowfully.
fuck the poor children.
Okay. Well,
They whatever they are, if they look like kids, they're not kids because my brain is going, no, this is wrong.
truly, Katie, you are a writer through and through. Rachel. Rachel.
I take a big old drink of my vodka holy water, and I do exactly my same trick again. I'm a simple gal.
Leonora, as you ingest the holy water again, your lungs, having been full of this before, you would think that they would become used to it. Indeed not. The strain upon your lungs is quite great. So you're making the constitution check again, but this time with disadvantage.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, it's what would happen.
I think you're a coward. 12.
Of all the people to do that to.
Come
Yes,
on.
in the sky. Not smart.
Yeah, I don't think 12 is...
It's a very barbarian thing to taunt the DM.
Indeed. Yeah, 12
Well,
won't...
He's not a
Kill me, you
barbarian.
won't.
We won't say what my second roll was.
You... Oh, yeah, okay. You don't want to use inspiration or anything?
I'll try. The second one was 9. Look, I've got a D6. Let's see if that helps. Hang on. I don't know if it will. Okay.
Isn't that a song?
Like a G6.
Oh, thanks.
I was dancing to that at a wedding. It was great. I felt very old. 14.
14 is sufficient. As you fill your lungs again, not quite as full as before, but still enough, and then you blow this out. Sounds like fire. As you send it in a thin little stream.
That's practice for when she's human.
Hey, zing! What?
Ayo.
So, roll a d6 for me.
D6. Just one?
Yeah.
But I blowed so good.
I got the shot of a fucking lifetime, and I rolled a d6. Okay, so you shut your whore mouth.
Well,
I don't want to shut my whore mouth. That's what we're working with here. Okay.
Indeed. It also, if anyone here is a whore, it's the DM. Sorry, Rachel, you're totally right. I actually got that wrong. It's 3d8, and the number of creatures it affects I've got up here.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Ryan, let's get the slutdom straight here.
Well, that's what I fucking thought. Okay. D10. Sorry. 10 damage. Brain.
D10. 10 is good. As 3 more of these creatures drop.
Hell yeah.
Sort of caustically expiring. You watch as Leonora, you bend over and like dribbling the holy water. It's quite tiring on the throat. You can feel the contraction and the release. It's very, very. It feels like you've got an instantaneous sore throat.
Tough on the jaw, is it? Yeah.
Okay, well, so at this point, okay, it's another point of psychic damage for me. So at this point, it is who is next? It's Billy. Billy.
Well, Billy's no longer worried about the tentacle kid.
Sounded better in your
but
head.
he is slightly worried about the kid with the gun who somehow missed and still killed something.
Okay.
So he's going to make his way over to that kid who's also being beaten up way more than everyone else. And he's just going to headbutt everything that gets in his way at this time as well. Reckless again.
I love that you have the great axe, but your face is stronger. Yeah, I mean, let's make the 2 attack. And honestly, for sheer style points, let's say there is. Do you remember that section of wall that you crumbled over earlier?
Yeah.
That's in your way, and there are a few skeletons in front of you. Do you wish to headbutt that?
Yes.
Glorious. Make attack roll.
That's a 25 to hit.
Holy halibut in a tiny pond. Yes, that hits.
Okay. That is 10 damage.
10 points. Yeah.
Of-
You watch as two of these skeletons are crushed underneath the Masonic gingerbread. The Masonic gingerbread's just masonry. They don't have an
Yep.
organization. So at this point, the Freemason gingerbread people, you still have another attack.
Yep. And second attack. That's a natural 20.
Just roll a d12, Ben.
Right, but instead of a d4. That's funny. I rolled a 4 on that dice.
Yes.
So that's 10 damage.
Oh no, it's 4 creatures dead. You watch as the bit of masonry that you cracked away. You see that it perfectly aligns with, yes, if you were to lift that and if you were to nut it there, and you watch as it volleyballs through your opponents, taking out huge sections of their torsos as it goes, and that awful dry cracking sound of the ribs and the collarbones splintering and fragmenting apart. We are down to 12 skeletons.
As I stop next to Silver, I'm like, kid, you should probably learn how to cast a light cantrip.
My God.
Okay.
KT, it's your turn.
Okay, so how are the skeletons? Are they like all fragmented now? Are they?
Oh, 100%. Their ranks blown apart. And that sound, those voices now are constant, although, of course, not impressing fear or charm upon the group, but still constant. Save us.
There would have
Save
been an attack of opportunity on me as well.
In the case of this, I think those ones are dead. I think you probably killed them as you were going.
Okay.
So is there anywhere that has like a conglomeration of them, like a few, like 3 or 4 of them, or are they all just kind of singular?
Out of the 12, yes, the ones attacking Silver are still pretty tightly knit.
How many of them?
I think there's 8.
And how far are they from Silver?
5 feet.
Oh.
He can take it.
Again.
So if I were to go and stand like in the middle of them and cast my arms of Hadar,
Why
I
are
would
you
wipe
like
them
this?
out and injure Silver.
What did you say, Brian?
I was like, why are you like this?
Yeah, I love it. KT, do you do that?
Yes.
I'll make a strength save. Brian, make a strength save. I'll make 8. KT
Mine
rolled
was 2. And
Oh.
2.
do it.
So 0. My
It's got a
strength save is 0.
it's
With
got a
your
10-foot
wiggle
range,
arm?
so I would have been hit too.
Well, I only rolled 9 this time.
9 points damage. Yes, Ben, if you could also make a save. Thank you.
Sweet.
So I got a flat 0.
20.
So you take 9 points of damage. Ben, you take 4 points of damage.
Thanks,
Cool.
Etienne, for 9 points of damage.
You're welcome for wiping out skeletons.
All 8 of them.
Even though you didn't manage to do anything with your gun that you've had forever.
I did. I killed one.
You killed one.
One. I've killed 18 fucking skeletons.
I like the idea that a Gimli turns up and goes, that still only counts as 1.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Silver, as you watch, you feel a cold presence of Hadar slink away. Etienne's magic, sifting back into her ears and through her eyes. What would you like
Sorry,
to do?
mate. I'll buy you a healing
many are
potion
left?
later. 4.
4.
Whereabouts are they?
Currently at a distance of 15 feet from you.
Okay. So I kind of just look at Billy and I'd be like, light cantrip, yeah? And then I turn around with the goggles and I shoot fiery laser beams from my fucking eyes. And it's Constitution save or 3d6 damage.
Against one of them or all 3?
I would like to do all 3.
But would they be lined up so that he could do it with one shot?
I can
or-
do a very head thing like that as a searing.
For the fact that you did the Christina Aguilera, I will let you target all 4. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's a sack of shit. That is worse. Go ahead and roll your damage.
1 second. 1, 2, 3.
I should probably stop saying sack of shit for like all my bad rolls. That is
That
a
is
box
it.
of spoiled avocados. 8 points of damage
Yes.
as the final skeleton is destroyed, sliced apart by its bizarrely stylish flick of the laser. Kid, sorry, I called you Kid. Billy, you stand tall, observe the sizzling carnage, and then, like all the rest, you watch as right next to Etienne, within that glow of light, you watch as the bone dust forms up into the shape of 2 caged children. Save us. Their faces immobile, inanimate, like the faces of the children in our world, preserved at Pompeii and Herculaneum by the pyroclastic ash, shapeless in death. Great time to laugh, KT. Just marvelous. What? What are you? Is it something in the chat? Oh my goodness.
I may have just said the moment the children appear, it's like arms of Hadar.
Roar!
It's like something
Fairness-
moved.
And I can do it in a second level spell slot and add an extra d6 of damage to it.
You already attacked your brother and our new friend, so
I just can't be mad about it. I can't be mad about it. As these 2 shapes form up, as they speak to you, is that what you do, KT? You just immediately cast Arms of Hadar?
Yeah, why not?
Incredible.
And then
These are some really creepy looking kids, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Billy's swinging.
As
Billy, are you talking about them or us?
Oh no, I'm swinging at them. You got these creepy kids in a cage that like pop out of like dead skeletons, and we're in a tomb. You swing at that.
Yes, you
Correct.
do.
as you swing, as the Arms of Hadar pop, immediately you're hit by Arms of Hadar. Go ahead and roll damage, and you roll a strength saving throw.
19.
10. The save.
Okay, so you take 19 points of necrotic damage.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that one hurt.
As the shapes of the children remain perfectly in place,
Fuck.
you watch as one of the faces turns to you, and it gains for a moment a kind of shapeless feature, kind of forming shape within the shapelessness. And with the 2-toned voice, the boy and the girl, the face says, "You don't want to play, you fucking bitch. Okay." And you watch as the children, they form up.
I
You
knew
can-
they weren't kids.
You can dally with Kiona. She got buried here a long time ago, and she'll bury you in the fucking sand. You watch as the giggles, you hear the giggles of the children melting away, as you correctly guess their malevolence, of course. And you watch as forming up out of the bone meal comes a warrior, macabrely resplendent, armor clasped at the breastplate with a bright waxing amulet of ghostly white mist, and fingers that emerge from the gauntlets like tendrils of fog, and a kind of strange bone-like weapon, bone-like, what is this? What is this?
I don't know, but this thing has a brain,
Yeah.
and I can melt brains.
Oh, it's like a hideous staff just formed up out of spinal columns.
Oh, fantastic.
You watch as an ethereal face, a kind of smiling feminine face with long flowing black mist curling about those armored shoulders. We are back in initiative as you face off against Kiona the Dreadlord. Okay, Leonora at the top of the round.
I mean, I think Leona would open with "Sup, bitch,"
Okay,
just to keep it pleasant,
of course.
of course. And then, yeah, she goes for an ankle.
Yeah, absolutely. You take that swing.
I'm gonna swing it. I'm gonna swing it. Here we go. 15.
15 misses.
All's okay. She rolls the second time. Natural 20.
Yes. Were you still going for the knee?
Yeah.
You can roll your damage. And remember to double your dice, Rachel.
I will.
Don't double the whole number, just the dice.
Hang on. So that's 22.
Whoa.
But then +3. Wait, so it's 22 just straight up, and then I get +3 for each. No, wait. So 1d6. So 1d12 +3 is my great axe damage. I rolled 11 +3, so it's 14. So is that 28? And then I add my 5 on top of the 28. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. You add it on top of the. You double just the dice roll.
So 22.
Math is
30. There we go.
Holy
30 points of damage.
An incredible opening. As soon as you slice into the knee, you watch as the armor, it gives in, actually caves in at the knee. And as it crumples back out, it seems to diminish the figure in some vital way, that mist curling with less vivacity. However, as soon as you do, Leonora, you feel a hand clap on your head, grasp your jaw and open it as she fills your lungs, already wet with holy water, with death breath. As it impacts the holy water itself, and she's using a reaction. However, the holy water is going to give you, this is so funny that it happened to you, it's going to give you advantage on your save.
Oh, hilarious. I'm laughing so hard.
Constitution saving throw.
$16. Do I get advantage, did you say?
You do get advantage.
Oh, okay, let's do another one. That's worse.
Okay, 16 is just a fail. You take 22 points of poison damage.
Motherfucker. Okay.
As the hideous breath fills your body. And you hear in the distance applause. Get her, Kiona, get her. Play with her. Does that end your turn?
It's called consent. Yes.
These dreadful Hansel and Gretel children. It is Billy.
Okay. How tall is the ceiling of this catacomb we're in?
It's a really, really good question. It's 35 feet.
Ooh. And how tall is this creature we're fighting?
She is medium. She counts, but in terms of she's quite imposing. She's about 9-10 feet.
Oh, okay. So it is. In that case, I'll look at Silver and I'll be like, do the eye thing again. That was really effective. And then I'll run at this creepy lady. And for the first time, I'll actually use my axe on these things.
Oh, my friend. Incredible.
Yeah, I'm like, this is something to worry about. Okay, we'll use a weapon.
Yeah, it's like this time it's serious.
Yeah.
Friend, go ahead, make 2 attack rolls at the same time and let's calculate that.
Reckless as well.
Oh, roll twice. Take that
there. That is a 21 to hit first time. And a 24 to hit second time.
Absolutely incredible. Both of those will hit.
7 plus. That's 13 damage the first attack and 12 damage the second attack.
My friend, very, very good. As those impact, talk to me about what it looks like. What does it look like as you unload your rage?
You know the wild-eyed look like a hungry goat gets when you're like holding like goat pellets and it's like racing towards you. That's what you see. It's like the most aggressive goat at a petting zoo. And the bad guy is that 3-year-old kid who's holding out the whole bag, and all the goat sees is this tiny little thing he can utterly knock over to get all the food he wants. And so you see that like wild-eyed look in my eyes as I'm charging towards this bad dude, bad guy, in like a crazed rage.
Probably one of my like ever. I've been running D&D for a long time. One of my favorite similes ever is, as I attack, I look like a goat attacking a child. Ridiculous and incredible. And by the way, as you hew into this figure, there's that same crumpling and diminishing effect. The armor bowing in, buffing out like the bonnet of a car in a mechanic shop, but at the same time, something vital being lost. That fog moving in and in. Does that end your brilliant turn?
No, I'm probably going to take one step to the side to give the two mages a shot at hitting this thing without hitting me.
Yes. You are you hoping to get
Will
out
you
of?
be more than 5
No.
feet away?
Oh, I'm still going to be within range. I'm just like not like I charged directly at this thing. I've hit this thing twice. I'm like, oh, I'm in the way. Oops. Let's move. Let's like sidestep around this thing so they can actually hit it.
With a goat-like agility, you
Yeah.
flop to the side, and yes, Satyr, I hardly know her. It's at this point, it is Katie Hanna with Etienne.
So, first of all, I'm going to move away a little bit. I feel way too close to this fucking thing.
Katie, you are
Secondly-
adjacent. If you move away, you will take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I don't like that
Me-
then.
me-
Well, I'll
remember-
move after I've cast then. But I can move after I've cast, right?
Yes, but depending on if you do something to take away that reaction ability, then you can avoid it. Otherwise, it will still attack. You get me?
Yeah.
Didn't auto react?
And
Huh?
it has a special Death's Breath reaction, and
Ah.
then it gets an attack of opportunity. This
Okay.
is quite
Sweet.
a powerful creature.
Okay, so I am irritated because I've already done like over 20 points of damage to poor Billy, and I just don't want to do any more. So, does this creature have a brain? Does it have a mind, or is it just an aberration?
A physical brain.
Yeah.
It's a good question, and I know why you're asking it. Go ahead and make an intelligence check as a bonus action.
17.
You think?
Oh,
that
do I add anything to that?
Well, if you didn't add intelligence to the intelligence check, that wasn't
What's
very good.
18 then?
That is pretty excellent and a brilliant roll. You would know this, Katie. Okay. The creature, while not possessed of a cranium and a brain inside it, it is possessed of an intellect that can be affected or locked onto by the psychic flow of energy. In other words,
Okay, cool.
you can absolutely still cast your spells.
Okay. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers then.
Yes.
And I'm going to I know, are you shocked? I'm going to do it as a second level or higher spell, and therefore it will be 4d6 damage.
Excellent. I believe it's a charisma save, isn't it?
I think so. Give me a sec.
Excellent.
Save. Where the fuck is the save?
I don't think it'll matter. I got a 9.
It won't matter then.
You can roll your damage.
Okay, and I will roll my damage. 9, 8, 17.
That's incredible. And despite its ghostly form, it actually takes all of that. Katie, how does that manifest? Your traditional bleeding of the eyes wouldn't work here. Let's
Yeah.
let's think of something
So
that might happen.
it's going to kind of like suck the head in a little bit, and she has like this weird black, like flowy, kind of like smoky hair, right? And that's going to kind of like fizzle, almost like a what do you call it? Like static. It's going to sort of like go staticky, like she's kind of incorporeal or whatever it is, for a moment or two, and then it's going to like kind of fizzle, and her head will be a little smaller.
That's so good. It's specific and fun, and I really like it. And I think that's exactly what happens. She takes all of that damage. Katie, does that end your turn?
Well, you're not going to let me step away without her hitting me with something.
She might miss.
Probably not. But okay, I'm going to just move away a little bit because she's still a little too close for comfort. Her breath kind of smells.
So you move out of range.
Well, yeah, I move I've only got 30 feet I can move, so I just move back.
So she is going to. You watch as that head sweeps towards you. As she extends that bony stuff. That is a crit. So you take 30 points of necrotic damage.
But don't I get to?
Yeah.
I don't do any. So I don't get to do any saving throw against it.
Oh no, it's just an attack roll.
Okay.
So it's 30 points of necrotic
I'm dead.
Okay. However, well, sorry, not dead, unconscious. So, that's
I
really
literally only have 30 hit points anyway, and I've only got 24 left. So.
my friends, you watch as the creature swings. It doesn't even touch Etienne. It simply drains. And as her blood and as her psychic force flows out in a spiral, a helix of
Fred
energy,
is very upset.
the creature's form resolidifies.
Well, and now there would be no light, just so you know.
There is. Why did you say that?
Because my cloak gave the light.
Yeah,
You're still lying on the ground.
it doesn't go out. You don't disintegrate into goo.
But it was my connection to my salamander that gave me that light.
Katie, would you
You're-
like your party to be blind?
Katie, shh, Katie. Shh.
You're not dead yet.
Although
Once you're dead, it'll go dark.
I do always appreciate players letting me know such things, just in case. But in this case, I'm fine with damn thing. I like the idea that it's like, or perhaps it's slowly beginning to diminish. But at this point, my friends, as that happens, you watch as your sister falls unconscious, and it is Silver.
Yeah, so I'm literally just way far back, in the darkness with my fucking gun, just staring and be like, first she fucking attacks me, then she doesn't use Dimension Door, and then she just fucking gets knocked on her ass. Oh, this is Leonora all over again, but she's fucking doing damage. And just and then the fucking goat man who I summoned tells me to use what attack to use. No. So I take out my gun. And it's just and she makes the head fucking target smaller. I'm a great fucking shot, but this is bullshit. So I aim at the amulet instead. So
go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're aiming for. Yes. Is it a natural 20, Brian?
It's the first one I've had in a very long time. I was going to expend all of my fucking gingerbread rolls, ginger luck, on this fucking attack, so I didn't fuck it up.
Brian,
and I was going do I get any bonuses in the gingerbread house?
Brian, roll 2d12, double it, and then add your dexterity. Don't know why I made that sound like ASMR. Brian, double the dice. So do you come to the
so
barbershop
it's
often?
the 2d12 doubled will be 24 because I got a 2 and a 10. And then what was on top of that?
Your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, +1. So
It's still at this, my friend.
25.
As it impacts this creature,
Mhm.
you watch as almost like striking a balloon that has been filled with a kind of liquid mist. You watch as the amulet itself cracks and then reforms, but before it does, it just absolutely gushes and flows with a torrent of mist, and this sort of ectoplasmic flow that coats the entire space around it for a moment in pure cold air, to the point when it diminishes, you can watch as Etienne's form, your sister's form, and regardless of whatever rage you might feel, or in sort of that sibling vein, the sight of her immersed in that cold mist and shivering, I think it awakens, even for a brief moment, something in Silver, and that's up to you, Brian. But I think it would have to as a brother, and that moment of cold and watching that shiver run through her, and the fact that this thing is still alive and still willing to hurt all of you, and that these children are still laughing. That's perhaps the worst part. Does that end your turn?
Yes, it does.
I love
Now, I just on what you've said,
Yes.
initially, when I see her like the cold and shivering thing, I'm just like, yeah, that's what Arms of Hadar feels like. And then I would be like, oh yes, boo-hoo, Etienne. I'm very upset by this. Like, I'm filled with an insurmountable rage. But I don't pick favorites because I was unflinching when Leonora died. So she's just unconscious, and you know what? It's fine.
Oh,
We'll get there.
it's like if a refrigerator could do logic. It's so good. Okay, my friends. So flashing from the far reaches of the Undercroft dark, a thin and jagged knife. Silver. Does a
Like to
15
shield.
okay. So Silver, your shield, it sticks in your shield, and then forming around it is a figure. You see, well, first of all, it's actually horrific. After that whispering sound and the flash of the knife, you hear a sound as this figure forms. Strange, gloopy, slurping, accordion-like music fills the space, sourceless and terrible, and a calliope is playing, a carnival, a black and insane circus arriving. Coming towards you, forming up around the knife, is a figure, sylph-like and trim, her dark hair bound in uneven, lumpy pigtails. A skirt made out of playing cards twirls at her waist. Not a whole deck, but endless copies of the Queen of Hearts. Chess pieces armed with lances joust on her sleeved top, and her face is covered in a mask, a grinning mask, a monstrous mask, both playful and grotesque. In your mind, you see the Mad Hatter as he looks into the distance and says, I have a daughter in the city, and I'm looking to find her, as Alice, the assassin, is now in the fight. The Blade of Wonderland has arrived. Players, we're back in the initiative order. Leonora. Oh, sorry, I need to take my villain turn. Hooray!
Oh, no,
No,
you already
you
got it
don't.
fine.
You don't. It's fine. No, you're
You
absolutely.
skipped it. You skipped it.
No,
No,
go
it's
for it,
totally
go for it,
fine.
go for it.
You
Yeah,
guys,
fuck us up.
that was
Mark,
like an
you're fine. I'm
incredible
dead.
I'll
moment.
let you do it this once.
Yes, you guys are so good. So there was like an immediate flow. That was like a sitcom. So at this point, Kiona the Dreadlord, whispered and like urged on towards killing by Hansel and Gretel, who seem to have taken a fresh, childlike delight in the arrival of Alice. Alice, cut him up, Alice, split him open, skewer him. You watch as Kiona the Dreadlord, manipulated by them, is going to use that energy siphon effect on Leonora. It's an attack roll. Leonora, against your AC of 17, you watch as it moves towards you, and that same siphoning energy, you hold firm against it. A 14 versus your AC. You do not take the damage. Her wounds are not sealed up. And now it is back with your turn. Alice the Assassin, the Blade of Wonderland, is in the fight.
So Leonora loses her shit when she sees Etienne go down.
I can imagine.
And I think a rational bit of her is aware Mad Hatter, there's Alice. I should maybe focus on the tiny lady with the deadly blade who can seem to get through shields. A tiny rational bit of her is aware of that, and she ignores it entirely. And she is so concentrated on the bone creature. She's so furious. She uses reckless attack. I've already rolled my 4 attacks, and I got 2 dirty 20s. And she's just, can I use one of them to like shove the holy water into its chest, the bottle? Just like jam it into a rib cage.
But yeah, wouldn't you have to shatter it in the process?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Okay.
You can, so with the first attack, So you've got 2 dirty 20s. Yes.
Yes.
With first the holy water sliding past the amulet through the armor as you push through, and it's like parting mist with your hand as you slide it in, but you're not sure it'll stick in place.
And then my second one, I'm like, don't you fucking touch my sister. And I drive my axe into the chest and into the bottle of holy water.
Oh dear. Indeed. Don't know what that is, but rock and roll. Might be cartoons. Oh, is it Ilya?
Oh, sorry, if you heard the in the background. Yeah, that's Ilya cackling. He's listening. Sorry, he's listening to this from the next
Ilya,
room.
you're the best. That was great. So at this point, I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw. Rachel, roll that 3d8 radiant damage and your damage for the axe altogether.
So 18 points of damage from the axe.
Excellent, good.
And then 13 points of damage from the holy water.
It makes it save against the holy water, but it is still a devastating wound. Okay. You watch as the figure writhes for a moment, and the steam comes billowing out. And for a moment, each tendril of mist becomes luminous, golden in its coloration, as the creature is burning away, as those strange ghostly eyes fix upon you, Leonora. That ends your turn?
No.
Oh.
I'm going to yell. He's a goat man.
Yes.
Oi! Billy Idol!
Idle
Make sure-
ideally because he's not doing anything.
Make sure my brother doesn't die. I got the bone zone over here. And yeah.
Incredible. Billy?
Thank you.
Idle.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Get it?
Katie making reifying what we all, it was so good. Billy, you hear this, and you are aware of Alice, the Blade of Wonderland's reputation, Billy, and you would know that it is a savage one and an unpredictable one.
Okay. Okay, give me a second. Okay. He turns to Lenore, and he's like, okay, but whichever one of you, the healer, should look after that one. And he turns and he runs to the wall.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got 45 movement speed.
It's good.
And I can climb any surface with normal movement speed, and I can even run upside down.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah. So I would like to run up the wall, run along the roof, and fall down on Alice the assassin with my great axe.
Are you willing to take fall damage?
Yes.
Yeah, Ben, it's just pure style, and I have to give it to you. So you up the wall and leap to latching with your hooves onto the ceiling and drop down gloriously, a payload of Billy Goat's gruff upon Alice the assassin. And you watch as the mask turns up to face you. And at this point, my friend, you need to roll that attack.
Yep. Also, the thing will get a attack of opportunity at me.
You're very kind, my friend. However, I don't think that's going to hit with only a 12 on the dice. Or sorry, 12 altogether.
Nice. Cool.
It's okay? Okay, excellent.
Yep.
Well done.
Sweet. Cool, yeah. So I drop. I am reckless, raging, and having
Commitment
fun.
to the reckless. It's so good.
Yeah. That is a 25 to hit.
25? Yeah, that will absolutely hit. Go for it.
Sweet. What am I rolling for dice?
Oh, you're oh yes. Oh, here's what we'll do. The
Yeah.
extra 3d6 points of damage that you take, you add to your damage.
Sweet. Damn. Okay. I took 15 in full damage, half down to 7. Oh, 8, sorry. And
Yes.
I did 7 on the axe, so that is 22 plus 6. That's 28 damage.
That's
First
incredible.
strike.
Okay.
Sorry,
So yeah.
letting the fall damage be damage to Alice as well.
Oh, it was okay.
Beautiful. Sorry,
Oh,
that was.
I'm delighted. Thank you,
10 out of 10.
Rachel. So,
So was the goat move, by the way. 10 out of 10.
yes. My friend, as the momentum takes you, as you slash into Alice, as you cut through one of those cards to whatever lies beneath the hip and the lower torso here, no blood emerges. Instead, that accordioning sound seems only to contract and then draw out and contract, and the music itself seems to pitch itself in a kind of dreadful tempo, cadence as of a dark heartbeat, and Alice doesn't even look at you. And that's strange because you know that you've dealt her a painful blow, but she's looking directly at Silver. What is she thinking behind that mask?
That's very concerning. No, I've got a second attack.
Oh my god, I forgot.
So I'm going to recklessly bite her.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do so.
Nom nom. Pay attention to me.
Okay. I'm not trying to backseat DM, but I think he should get like an extra like D4 if he makes a goat noise while doing it. You're muted.
You're muted. You're muted, Jack.
Yep.
Thank you, my friends. You don't have to make the goat noise. You do not have to. Do you wish to?
No. It's going to be a terrible goat noise.
Even better. We'll know you're
But that's
faking
okay. You get extra.
Yeah.
You should get an extra.
it. You're actually a furry.
No.
You're not a goat at all.
Yeah. That's going to be on the internet forever. No. Anyway, so I'm going to make the
It's okay, Ben. I got you.
The-
Take
the-
this, Alice.
okay. So I deal 11 damage in my bite attack, and I regain 3 hit points.
Oh man, so good. Again, this sense of the movement, the impact, the jarring force of it. And she doesn't turn, that mask so fixed on Silver. Why? End your turn?
Yeah. You've got you've got Silver has like these 2 gold eyes like staring at him from like a dude biting Alice's shoulder.
Yes. Yeah. You're like locked on. That's so
Yeah.
I'm pretty busy being dead, but Fred's a bit frantic.
That's a really good point, KT. Does anyone in the group have a health potion?
No.
Okay. KT, I'm gonna do something. And
Now, just
Yeah.
before you do this, I don't want to skip the turn order and stuff like this,
yes,
but I was going to try and heal KT.
with your stuff.
Her
Okay, I
wounds.
got it. How about with your full action?
Now, this was the thing. I was going to have to wait a turn to do it because
Here's the thing. We can kind of do something cool here. Brian, would you be willing to sacrifice your bonus action?
I would.
And the first level spell slot?
Yes, that's fine. Can I just tell you what I was going to do?
Please.
So it was like, because Alice is staring directly at me.
She is.
I was like, oh my God, like, we met your father. And then Misty Step. So it's kind of like we've met your father, but
Yes.
I'm not. Like that bitch is after me. Nope.
Yeah. You say that.
Yeah, it's kind of hot crazy, and I'm like there for it, but like no.
Here's the thing, Brian.
How old is Alice? Sorry.
In this case, her by her height, it's very difficult to tell. She's definitely she's definitely not an adolescent or a child. She's definitely older than that, but it's really hard to tell. She could be 40 or she could be in her 20s. It's impossible to know. But the Mad Hatter, as far as I'm aware, Chatfield made him kind of middle-aged. So let that be a somewhat indication. Kind of underneath the zany hat. So at this point, my friends, Brian, you do that. As soon as you missed your step, you appear next to Etienne.
Mhm.
Okay.
And Billy says shit. Because he just realizes he got left alone with the assassin.
I love that.
Sorry, I'm laughing really loud.
And you have to say it around a piece of fabric because you are technically watching her.
It's very much a.
So good.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. You hear from below, Silver. Hey, buddy. Use your healing. Double quick. We're losing her, buddy. We're losing her.
So I'd like to just point out, because of the attack of opportunity, I would love to be on the periphery of just like slapping my hand on Etienne's face while I'm out of range of being like, the cure wounds. If I have to be within range, that's totally fine. But it's kind of like, cure wounds, cure wounds.
Brian, you can cleverly position yourself that you are 10 feet from the creature, 5 feet Etienne, 5 feet creature. You see? So that is fine. Roll your healing, and as you do, you hear "Yeah, man" from the tiny little rodent.
This is the second best roll I've done, so it's the full 8 plus 3, so it's 11.
KT, you are back at 11 hit points. In terms of the turn order, I can't really give KT the full turn, which is a bugger because I want to, but the way it works, we can't. KT, I'll give you a bonus action.
You're muted.
I got you.
I'm like, I've never used a bonus action. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're okay.
What's that?
It's everything you can't do in an action.
I could get the fuck away.
I would give you a movement as well, and because the creature has already taken the swing, you could technically move farther away. That's fine by me. Sound good?
Oh,
yes.
I'm visualizing
Can
this.
Yes.
Can I grab Brian and drag him with me so he's as far away as me?
That's really nice. Yes, fine. You would move at half speed, so you would move 15 feet instead of 30. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'm like 45 feet away from the really weird ethereal.
Drag him closer to Alice.
Yes. But KT,
his glasses can do 120 feet, dude.
So Etienne, as you take hold of Silver, there is that moment that as you move out of his way, he's left facing this undead dreadlord. But as you begin to drag him away, is there something that you say? Like it's quite a sisterly thing.
Well, thanks for that. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's get the fuck away from that bitch. Like,
yeah. So it just
thanks, mate.
Hey, no, you're super welcome. I'm really, really happy that we're having this moment. By the way, are you aware that you have Dimension Door?
Oh my god.
Yes, but Dimension Door isn't a bonus action. I can't use that as a bonus action. And I can't use that as like a second. I can't use that as like a second spell.
So I couldn't use that.
Yeah, I couldn't have used that to escape from her when I was casting originally, because it would have been a cast by itself. So
no, you're right.
And just now I have a bonus action, so I can't use it to get us away. So that's why I'm dragging you with me.
Yeah. Come on. It's like yeah. And in that moment,
let's go.
as the two of you move 15 feet away, Leonora, you watch as Kiona, this dreadlord figure, tries to push a hand up towards that golden mist escaping, watches it filters through the fingers, looks at you, and sort of drapes its arms around you. It's going to use restrain them, and a 20-foot sphere of spectral arms emerge and attempt to hold you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw for me?
I think you meant to say strength.
Well, look, I can tell you this for nothing, Rachel. As a barbarian, you have a thing called danger sense, which gives you advantage on this roll.
I knew that.
That's okay. And then the creature, depending on what you get, is going to take a swing. How did you do?
We're rolling a second time. Okay, we did better. 14.
Are we allowed to give her our inspiration with that?
Yes, you are.
I'll give her
Before
my.
you do that,
Oh,
let's
okay,
see how
what?
the swing goes, and then we'll just do silvery barbs.
So sorry, you don't want to give, or you don't want KT to give. I mean, KT you can still give it if you want.
Well, I've rolled a 4.
Yeah, okay. So Rachel, you do make the save, but so the creature's only going to get one strike. Only yes. Okay, that is a 23 versus AC. And Brian
Wait, you
Silvery
get
Barb
advantage because I
Silvery
used it.
barbs. Reroll.
blast. Curse you, Brian. Curse you, Brian Nordon. That's a 14 versus your AC, Leonora. As the Silvery Barb Silver, what does it look like?
Honestly, it's just like I imagine that it's an ethereal silver that's very similar to the one that was sucked out of Etienne,
Yes,
but
yes.
instead of going to the Dread Lord, it just goes straight past and goes straight to her, and I'm like, "Fuck you! I'm silver, not you."
Yes. Silver, as you cry
So
that
sorry,
out,
the only thing is I had reckless attack, so you should get advantage, shouldn't you?
oh, thank you, Rachel.
Oh, that was a premature fuck you.
I'm sorry.
14 is still my highest roll.
Boy.
And Rachel, just a little D4 for excellent reminding of me. And however, I am now going to be throwing you watch as with a flutter of those Queen of Hearts cards and the strange carnival playing of the Calliope, Alice is still looking directly at Silver. You watch as the mask sways towards Etienne, who has stood up, gives a small nod as of a dancer joining a troupe, and returns to you. Silver, as the almost carelessly she throws the dagger. That's a 30 versus your armor class.
Oh, I think that hits.
Okay.
Just a smidge. I think that hits.
Double check.
Okay. Immediately, as you take 9 points of piercing damage, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Just
Yes.
quickly,
Mhm.
can your dragon or your little mechanical dude who is sitting on your shoulders do anything to stop that from hitting you?
I pick up Fred in line with the
Don't you sacrifice my rat.
Oh, cruel world.
No. Sorry, so is there yeah, so do you remember I told you about gingerbread lock?
Yes.
I'll be using that now.
I can
'cause
imagine.
That 7 ain't doing shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the other 2 just in case and then pick the best of them. Is that allowed?
Yes, you can use it multiple times.
Okay, an increment of 1. We'll take it.
Okay.
20, not 20. So it's sorry, fourth one, they're gone. It was a 19, then it was a 20, then it was a nat 20.
Brian, what does that bring your total to?
Sorry, that brings it to 23.
Are you happy with that?
Yes, it's a nat 20. It's the best I can actually do.
Fair. Instead of 44 points of poison damage, you take 22. You watch as the knife impacts. Billy, I think you'd have a great vantage point for this.
Mhm.
You would see that right next to you, or sorry, you were technically glommed onto, Alice. You
Yeah.
would feel your teeth come together. And as you stand up, looking around, you watch as Alice appears next to Silver, slides the knife out, utterly soundlessly, with that grotesque mask inches from his face.
All the last thing Silver hears is, "Oh, thank God."
You monster. So good. But Silver, you're still up.
Yes. I may have sent to Rachel what I'm on.
That's why I was making the. Hey,
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. No, we're standing.
technically, he is
Yes.
technically standing.
Silver, you watch as the blade comes away. That strange moment between the shock of the wound and the pain. You watch as the veins braiding your body around the wound turn a hideous shade of red. For a moment, you think poison, perhaps green, perhaps black, but red in this moment is more terrible, almost as if your blood were thickening into a hideous kind of ooze, and then it starts to burn.
Oh, fuck.
It is Leonora's turn. The children are laughing and laughing. Carve 'em up, Alice. Uncle Bernard sent you, didn't he? We love you, Alice.
Again, Leonora is delighted. It feels relief when Etienne is up.
Yes,
Is kind of like maybe, but she goes from maybe 150 to like 120. So
yes,
she's still very angry. Like
Oh,
she's still raging. Huh. So she is just like only dimly aware that Silver isn't doing so good. She is just still hellbent, focused on this skeleton.
yes.
And let's see if she.
Oh, sorry, Kiona.
Kiona, yeah.
Yes,
Hellbent
okay.
on Kiona.
Yes.
Okay, I got and my two best were a 19 and a 60. No, wait, 19. 21 and a 19.
21 and 19 will both hit.
Amazing. She is just, so that is 12 points of damage and 18 points of damage.
Okay. So 12 points for 30. So she's going to double the damage she took from the second one to take 24 points. So that's 44
What?
altogether.
Why is she doubling it?
So you watch as she
Oh dear.
takes hold of the axe, drives it deeper into herself, and as the mist flows out, it impacts your eyes. And you watch as the white dissipates for everyone else, but for you, it stays. Leonora, you're blind. Does that end your turn?
Oh, we're fucked.
Okay. I don't. Okay, if you don't allow this is fine. But as her sight goes, because your wand has reached out for me, right?
Well, actually, she drove the axe deeper in.
Yeah.
And the resulting mist flooded into your
So
eyes.
I felt her. Like I know. I saw her pull it in.
Yes.
Okay. I grab her hand.
Just grab it.
Just grab it, and I'm not letting go.
Oh, clever. I see exactly why you're doing that. Clever. Yes, you absolutely do so. Taking hold of it. And it is like holding on to mist, that like holding on to a swatch of cold silk, but you do so. Okay. Ben, Billy, talk to me.
Well, she did say go after Alice. So Billy is going to turn around, not like his options, but of the two, which looks more beaten up.
My friend, despite the fact that the ectoplasmic form of the ghost is so difficult to gauge, Alice, the Blade of Wonderland, is impossible to read. It's hard to tell if she's even mildly hurt.
Yeah. Billy got the impression that like he was an angry toddler like kicking her like ankle, and that was basically her reaction. He's like, "Yeah, this is my brother's problem." So despite being told to deal with Alice, he's like, "Tried it, didn't work. I'm going back to the thing I might be able to kill."
Yes. So you go for Kiona.
Yeah, I do. He just full on like charges at the undead abomination with the skeletal staff.
Go ahead, my friend.
Uh,
Take your
Yeah.
swing. Let's do both at the same time.
Yeah, reckless and well, okay, that would have been bad. 23
Nice.
and a 21 to hit.
Oh, so good. Goddamn reckless. Roll your damage.
That is a 15 damage for the first one and 10 damage for the second hit.
The creature, the mist that forms it, and that sort of ghostly presence is so faint at this point. Barely a flicker.
Cool. Sweet. And that's my turn.
The children's voices, Hansel and Gretel, come to you, Billy. Don't you break our toy. We've had pets before. We'll screw your head off.
So well adjusted.
You see a weird goatish like eye twitch.
Yeah.
It's so easy to visualize.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So now, Jack,
Okay.
is it my turn and then Etienne because of the death?
I think not. I
Okay.
think we must stick with the turn order as best we can.
Okay. So bitch with the who killed me, bitch. She's
Keo.
like pretty not much there anymore, right? Like
Barely a
she's
flicker of ghostly
okay.
light.
So I think we
I
should
am?
finish her off.
I am holding on to her.
Oh, that's okay. That's
I'm
okay.
holding on to her.
This will just attack her, and then you'll fall to the ground. So, so I'm going to dissonant whispers her because worked last time like a charm.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I'm going to move it up to a second level spell. So I'm going to use 4d6.
Oh, Etienne.
Yes.
Before you cast this,
Yes.
Etienne's super smart, and I think that she would have the chance to gauge exactly the situation to a certain extent. Can you make me an intelligence check?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Oh, natural 20
Fucking legend. So here's the vibe.
+1.
Leonora, if you focus fire on the creature now and take it down, yes, you will. So tactically, you are very wise insofar as you will take out its ability to attack. But Leonora will be blind without anything to go for. So it is a trade-off. It is a trade-off. And it's like, you see what I mean? That's why I think to a certain extent Rachel was drawing our attention to that. So I'm hoping I took Rachel's improv there correctly. Apologies, not Rachel, but that's kind of the strategic thinking there. So it's up to you, Katie. If you wish to target it, you still can. And Rachel is still in the fight, of course. But it's up to you.
No, that's okay. That's cool. I'll leave it to just that then she can still attack right now, right?
That's true. That is true. Yes.
That's totally what I was thinking.
Apologies. I read into it too much. Sorry.
Leonora, you do an intelligence check.
Maybe actually at this point, Rachel, could you possibly? No, I'm kidding.
Wisdom check.
Up to you. Who do you wish to target? And I'll make the roll.
Well, wouldn't her like other senses like compensate for the fact that she couldn't see?
I'm not fucking Daredevil.
We'll see how you roll.
She is still in the fight and she can still make attacks, but indeed
That might not be very good. Okay. Okay, I will aim for Alice then.
Okay.
Because and then it'll be Silver's turn and he can laser the fuck out of her. So
I think it's wisdom. Dissonant whispers.
Yeah.
So I think it's a wisdom save. It is a wisdom save. So Alice has a +13 on this. With her bonuses. That is an unnatural 20, so she'll take half.
Bitch. 20. So she only take 10.
She does
suck.
10 points of psychic damage. You watch as, just at random, several of those Queen of Hearts cards, little cars, why, just rip a little bit, and begin to develop more rips and tears along the skirt. You watch as the knights jousting, these chess pieces jousting upon her shirt become animate. They're flowing back and forth. At this point, does that end your turn, Katie?
I think so. Like I can't really do anything but move, but won't that give them advantage to like retaliate against me again? And I don't want to do that.
No one is adjacent to you, as far as I'm aware, so you could move 30 feet away.
I just want to make sure that I have my distance at maximum between them and me. So like 55 feet from both is like my.
Yeah, you. So in other words, yes, you do move.
Yes.
Okay. At this point, you watch as Brian, before your turn, Alice is going to take one of her Fable Coalition legendary actions to make an attack roll. Try and cut off your turn. I roll very badly, so that's only a 19 versus your AC.
He's dead, dude.
Shield.
That is going to be. Yeah, shield's not going to stop that.
Brian,
So,
how many hit points does Silver have?
Like what?
right now, it's
Silver.
2.
Silver the squirrel.
The squirrel,
Mm-hmm.
3 HP. Isn't that what you gave him?
Yes, indeed. I watched the episode just before the show, and you're right, it is 3. Yes. Would you like to change that into AC for you and have the squirrel take the blow?
Yeah, she's making me a horse anyway, so like.
Okay. You watch as the squirrel is scattered, its mechanical parts, its cogwheels flying off into the gloom beyond Etienne's scaled firelight.
Okay.
For a moment in
fix
your
it.
head, you see Rachel's face as she looks up at you and says, "Silver for a silver."
Aww.
I can fix it. I can fix it.
You didn't deserve him.
Just in the back of my head, I'm like, Jasper is living and breathing. Jasper is, that's I'm angry. I'm very angry.
Okay.
But I have 2 HP, and there's very little I can do. So
I'm
with
hugging Fred, by the way.
Yes. What you got, Brian?
So the first thing I'm thinking of doing is either ingenious or stupid. So
Hell yes.
I'm a construct. I'm warforged. I'm an artificer.
Technically speaking, although you guys have much more organic stuff than a warforged. Why? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I know that like with the curative stuff that I can do, but
Yeah.
mending is also one of my abilities to that, like to just for the chest piece of that.
Yeah.
As in like, I don't know if that'll stabilize me in any way or form, but that's something that I'd like to kind of like at least try.
Mending will not heal you in the traditional, in like a spell way. It might stabilize one of the other bullets, but it won't heal you.
Gotcha. Okay. Then what I will do instead is...
What you got, Brian? I got you.
I don't know. Do you, Jack? Do you?
I think Alice does.
Yeah. So I think what I'll probably do is I can see Atlas, right?
You can see her. She's right there in front of you. In fact, she's inches away, and you can't.
She's inches away.
Oh yeah,
Inches away.
Oh yeah. The as in the blade was stuck in your chest, and then she's
She
literally-
teleported to the blade.
She teleports to the blade.
Okay.
Oh. If I'd have known that, I would have dragged him with me.
Right, sorry. Okay. What I really want to do is I really want to identify that fucking blade, even though it'll kill me.
I got you.
Yeah, but what I'd love to do is just like, oh look, I've adapted to it. It's mine now. So no. Anyway, it's just like let's use hyper artificer. No.
Yes.
But yeah, I think a part of me is just like, okay, fuck this. And the gun, I'm like, gunner feet means within 5 feet, don't get disadvantage.
Oh my god.
So I think what would happen is because she's there holding the knife, I'm like, cool, at her face.
Yes.
And I would like to shoot my gun at her face.
Okay. This is a really specific thing. Aiming for Alice's face. I have her character sheet. Okay, I have it in front of me. Aiming for the mask is really specific. If you do it, you'll take disadvantage and a -5 on the shot.
I
However,
will not.
if you hit, there are connotations. Important connotations.
I don't have any of the rerolls, and it's a dex, so I will fail that. So
Okay. If you're sure, and if
Fine.
no one can give you, if no one can give, okay.
for the
I
rule
think we
of
have
thumb-
advantages we can give him.
No,
I
then
believe
what-
in you, Brian. I'm the DM, and I
Okay.
believe in you.
Okay, cool. So
Oh,
I would
Brian
like to.
looks
I am mad. Can I combine my the squirrel? Like, I'm angry.
You're the best.
Like,
You're the best.
so I guess what I'll do is, can I combine the bonus action and the action for any sort of benefit here? Totally fine if not.
I'll
And
reduce
does
it to
anyone have a
I'll
dice
reduce it to a -3.
they can give him?
Pardon?
I'll reduce it to a -3.
Okay.
I think I still have a 4.
So it is my dex to hit is 17.
17 versus AC.
That is unfortunately it. I don't have any rerolls on that.
Okay. Does anyone have anything to add, or will I tell him if it hits?
Can
or
I
misses?
give him my inspiration?
What dice is it?
You gave me the D10 earlier.
Oh yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Do you
Would
want to
you
roll
like
it for me, Ben? And
Ben,
then we
you
can
roll
blame you if it fails.
Yeah. This is where my luck will turn bad. Oh, 6. Plus 6.
Thanks. So
Puts us
that's
23.
23.
Okay.
You hear a loud bleat in the background that inspires you.
Yes, the bleed in the background, and Silver, and as you do, the bleat itself seems to blend perfectly into the scraping sound that the little cogs and wheels made as they raked across the floor from little Silver's body. And as that bleat and as those scraping mechanical sounds filter into your mind, your artificer self kindles. And as you feel that warmth, that heat, that, oh my God, is this what Leonora feels like all the time? And as you raise the gun, you raise it in slow-mo up to Alice's mask, that grotesque, grinning mask. And as she slides the blade out, going to dig it in deeper, pulling out your guts in a sausage necklace to twirl around, you blast. For a moment, that sound seems to eclipse every other sense you all have, until you hear the ting, 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 tsh, and see her cracked mask having fallen to the ground. The children are silenced underneath the impossible scream that fills the catacombs. Alice lashes her hands to her face, her fingers curled into claws to conceal her aspect, her visage. And as she wheels away, she throws the dagger up into the gloom and is gone. Does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
the
kinda
knife
like
still attached to him?
What did I
No,
just say, Katie?
She yanked it out and threw it in the air.
Well, no, but she'd yanked his intestines out and thrown it up. So were the intestines still attached to the knife?
Katie, you gotta listen when I'm doing that stuff. No, it was like an intended thing. It didn't actually happen.
Oh,
She was
okay.
going to do it. You're okay.
I was like, fuck, Silver.
He's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, no.
There's a
So
rope of intestines to the roof.
yeah.
Yes.
That's how we escape. That's how we escape.
Whee!
Woo!
She brings Silver with her. Silver, you have Damn it, KT, that made me giggle. So the you have effectively brought Alice out of the fight. Okay, you still have her mask on the ground, cracked. Does that end your turn?
I would like to pick up the mask and pocket it, and then kind of like look around and just like make sure I can see all the pieces of the squirrel inside. And
Yeah.
that will end my turn as I start, like, even in the middle of battle, just kind of. This was a heartfelt fucking moment. This was heartfelt. This. I got stabbed. I resurrected you. Shut the fuck up. This is my moment. I'd like, even in the midst of battle, I'd like to start picking up the gears and cogs of the squirrel.
You do so. Incredible. Yeah. Take a D6 inspiration, does Brian, and I was a D8 actually, and at this point we are now at Kiona, who is still alive. She is going to target Leonora, and because you're blind, I believe that gives her advantage on the attack roll.
I would call that fair.
Wouldn't have mattered. It's a 19 versus your AC. You take 15 points of damage.
Walk it off. Walk it off.
And the creature seals up its form a little.
Come on.
At this point, you can see Leonora as you behind your. You can't see anything. You're blind. So the rest of you, alas and alack. Fuck. Bollocks.
What do I hear? Tell me what I hear.
Yes, you would hear, and the rest of you would see what looks like at the dim edges of your vision, in every one of those exits that moves off the main room. Remember I described those earlier, kind of honey coming off this main space? You can very, very, very vaguely see the impression of two young children hand in hand, and they're solidifying the more damage this creature takes. Okay. We're back to Leonora.
Okay, so I've got one hand holding onto them, one hand onto something, one hand on my great axe.
Yeah.
Okay, can I wield it? Wait, I just want to check. It is two-handed, so I don't want to let go because if it moves, then I can't see where it is. So should I take disadvantage when attacking? Because
when attacking when blind, yes.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
You can
I was just thinking I'm holding on to it.
You can attack recklessly to eliminate the disadvantage.
So it's just regular? Oh yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
That's what Ben's been doing. Like
let's
reckless.
Yeah, let's recklessly attack this shit.
Yeah.
We'll do 2. Fucking go. Oh, okay.
It's a very particular sound.
I got 9s both times. Wait, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12s both times.
Oh, even with the pluses? Oh no.
Yeah, even with the pluses, I got
12. As you swing wildly, you hear and the rest see little movements from those indistinct childish figures. Ring around the rosy, you dumbass.
Okay. I yell, eat my entire ass, and I attack a second time.
Yes. Were those not your 2 attacks that you got a 12 on?
I thought it was reckless. Oh, sorry. I did that to get 1. Oh, fuck.
Exactly.
Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, of course I would hit on the second one.
I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm
sorry.
No,
it's all good. Sorry,
Ben.
No, you're not, Jack.
I am, actually. I want Rachel to have fun. God damn it, Katie. Ben, Billy, talk to me.
Billy sees her like flailing it out, like one-handed, trying to swing a great axe, and just like, at least she's trying. Takes a swing and brings it down in the middle of the head.
You're so lucky.
Cleave it into
the bathroom.
Yeah. And reckless attack.
Yes, you swing down towards this thing.
That's a nat 20.
Oh, Ben. Okay, with the incredible weight and strength that would make even your brothers flinch with envy, how much damage do you do?
That was a terrible roll. So that is 12.
12 points. The creature is looking very bad off, my friend. Very bad off.
Okay.
And you have a second attack.
For the second attack, I'm going to bite this one. And this time I'm going to like bite him on. Its head shrunk, right?
Yes, completely.
Yeah, so I want the axe to like swung into its shoulder the first time, pull myself up with my body and bite it on like try to bite its head the second time.
What do you get?
That's it. That is a 17 to hit.
17 just hits. That's his armor class. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That is a D8 aggressive. That is 12 points of damage. And I regain 3 health.
My friend, with 3 remaining hit points, what does it look like as you dig the axe in and draw this creature, this undead, black mist-haired creature towards you?
So, like, kind of imagine like this demonic goat just like using her great axe to like basically do a pull-up and get like above the shoulders, and then just comes down, like opens his mouth ridiculously large and just bites down on the head. And like you just see some of the creature's life force like suck down its throat.
Oh, that awful, bitter ectoplasmic taste, you know, coating the almost like a mouthful of cobweb. And as you do, the whole thing gives a big paroxysm shiver, and then it melts into mist. As it does so, yes, Ben, I can see you.
Then, as it melts to mist, fall through its body and do the 3-point hero landing.
Yes.
Yes.
As you brandish the axe in your hero landing, you can almost hear the groan that moves like a velvety sigh over this place, stirring the dust and the shattered bones. And you see those indistinct childish forms, and you see as well, Leonora, as the ghostly milk white bleeds from your eyes and your vision returns. You can hear the kids as they also seem to be moving away, though not indirectly, not melting into mist, but as if down a long forest path, as if they've been abandoned to wander. And as those children evaporate from existence in this world, you hear them chanting, Uncle Bernard, get him, Uncle Bernard. We need you. We need the big, bad wolf. My friends, having defeated Hansel and Gretel in the catacombs, you're going to level up to level 7.
Yes, I get some really good shit at level 7.
Furthermore, as you return, and there's going to be some connotations when you return to the surface, but you can watch as at the moment in the post-victory glow, with Etienne's cloak still shining, volcanic and red, you watch as mingling with that red, creating a diffuse lilac light, is the blue fairy energy moving off of Billy. Billy, you're being brought back towards the mercenary company. Your job here done, but you have a chance to say farewell, should you wish to.
If you ever see my brothers, tell them I hit Ellis.
Didn't get rid of her mask though, did you? Oh, awkward.
Wait. Is the mask split into 2?
Yeah.
Yes, the mask is cracked completely.
Okay, I'm like nudging Silver, and I'm like, give him a bit of the mask. Give him a bit of the mask.
No.
No. No, I tell you
Etienne's
what.
gonna-
Hey, buddy, you come back here and you help us again when we're, in fucking deep end, then yeah, I'll give you the mask if you want. You have to help us again, okay? Like this shit, that was really awesome. Well done.
Thank you. But yeah,
I summoned
I'm
you,
not
that's why
coming
you're
back.
a badass.
I'm not coming back. You guys are dealing with Ellis. You need my brothers. They're a lot stronger than me.
No.
We liked you,
Yeah.
even though
you're
I kept hitting you
Sorry.
with stuff.
Could you come back with like a fake mustache and be like, hello? I am the older brother.
Okay. Leonora says, she puts out her fist and she's like, "You're not Billy Idol. You're Billy the goat. Goat, greatest of all time."
No, we all got
We
Yeah.
got it. We got it, Rachel.
Yeah.
We got it, Lenora. We got it.
it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up
At,
a
at,
little.
at this point, Billy adds, like, I really thought I would have disappeared by now.
Well, Etienne's
It
like,
was a lot faster last time.
Thanks, mate. And I'm gonna bend down and pick up a little silver bolt and walk it over to Silver and say, "You missed one," and give it to him because it had rolled to my feet. So.
I like the idea that during this heartfelt moment of you offering this, he still isn't gone. It's still he's still,
I've just
really
dismissed him. I'm like, okay, the goat's gone.
you're so far
Ish.
underground. Maybe that's why.
No, I'm still over here.
Jesus, like Manny, like left graciously.
You know, I actually might just start walking back. When you guys have a lamp,
As
No,
he
and you're
says-
not getting my cloak.
as soon as he says, "One of you guys have a lamp," he diminishes and is gone, and that's where we'll end our session.
Hey!
Oh, he's gone. Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's back!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for an episode of the Last Sunday Squad. We're going to do a little outro now, and we're going to take you through where you can find these wonderful people, what they've been working on, what they've released recently, perhaps. Just hype yourselves up for our audience, and thank you, audience, so much for tuning in. Let's start with our incredible guest, Ben. Thank you so much for being on the show this month. Tell us everything about where the audience can find you. Everything, please.
you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Amazon. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Patreon and Royal Road randomly. Everywhere I'm under Benjamin Kerei. I've published the Unorthodox Farming series, the Vampire Vincent series, and recently the First Line of Defense series, which everyone's like, we like this, but write the other series. We want more of those. Yeah, that's me.
As they
That's why you
should.
finish a series and they can't do that. Well,
But
they
here's
can.
the thing. Here's the thing. The crowd are hungry for what they want, and what they want is Benjamin Kerei. Ben, seriously, thank you. You're incredible.
It was
But
awesome.
yes,
It was a lot of fun.
oh my dude, 100%. And here's the vibe. Let's go to, I was about to say Etienne, KT Hanna.
I'm Katie Hanna. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, Raw Road under Arithion, ARITHION. Forgot how to fucking spell it. And I have Discord as well. And I write Library System Reset, Insomnia Online, and System Apocalypse Australia, and a lot of books. And I just released my audiobook for Library System Reset 2, narrated by the magnificent Andrea Parsnow. And book 3's ebook is out in 4.5 weeks. Buy my books. It's my birthday tomorrow. There we go.
Hooray! And preemptive happy birthday. Folks, do buy KT's books. It is, I was on a panel with KT when she said that it was the series, Library System Reset is the series that made her fall in love with writing again. And that shows in the text, folks. So pick it up and listen to it if you can, Andrea Parsnow. Speaking of Andrea Parsnow narrating audiobooks, we must now go to Rachel Neekirk.
Oh, so the final book in the Knights of Eternity trilogy is out in 2 weeks. I am so ridiculously excited for it. It is, look, I cried finishing it. I'm so excited for people to see it. I'm so excited for what people will think of it. And I'm just super stoked. So it's out in 2 weeks. The audiobook isn't out until next year. But the first 2 are already out on audio, narrated by Andrea Parsnow, and it's Odyssey. The audio is my favorite version anyway. So yeah, 2 weeks. Divinity, check it out. Please and thank you.
Definitely do.
Speaking of divinity, sorry.
Yes. No. I'm sorry. We will, but I need to. Rachel, if Rachel's improvisatory and brilliant approach to combat does not sell you on her books, I don't know what will. And those frenetic moments of energy actually blend into the second book, Desecrate. One of my favorite listeners of the year, without question. And now, speaking of favorites, God, just nailing these transitions like Messiah to a piece of wood, Jack, nailing it. Let's go to Brian J. Nordon, Esquire.
No, Esquire. But I had Divinity first.
Larian had it first, okay? We're both rip-offs.
Yeah. No, Erica called us out in that shit, and it was
She
funny.
did. She was quite correct.
Okay, sorry, but anyway, I write Quest Academy. It's a lovely series, training heroes to fight the demonic apocalypse. It's 60 years in the future. It's wonderful. Book 3 comes out in January, on the 20th of January. It comes out in audio. It released 2 weeks ago on ebook and hardback and softback. And it's doing really, really well. I'm very, very, very happy. You can find me on Amazon. You can find a really old shit story on Royal Road if you look hard enough. And you can find me on Patreon, where I severely undercharge my patrons. So yes, if you'd like to read everything of book 4 for like €3, you can.
And I would recommend it. A hell of a lot of people love Brian J. Nordon's work, and they are right to do so. Gang, get on it. That many people, that many positive reviews. It's glowing. Get on it. Seriously, follow the light. Follow the light. Be a moth. Follow the light.
And follow it to the Scarlet Citadel.
Which is the name of my first novel. Yes, thank you, KT. KT nailing the transition there. Yes, Scarlet Citadel came out. The audio is on its way, and narrated by Neil Helligers and Tess Irondale. I could not be more thrilled. They are an incredible team. You can find me on Facebook and on like the Amazon page where my books are. Hooray! And what else? Oh yeah, the second novel is almost finished its edits and was on its way. It's much longer than the first, which I'm excited about. And whereas the first novel is a spooky, cozy adventure featuring monsters inspired by the Dark Souls universe, as well as a great deal of interactions with villains, like you might find in a Terry Pratchett novel, sort of comedic and yet so sinister. The second novel is a kind of murder mystery, supernatural, as well as a monster hunt, very redolent of the Monster Hunter games in the video game sphere. So yes, sorry, that was really long-winded. Thank you guys for your patience. But yes, thank you so much for tuning in, gang. And thank you so much, Ben. You lent incredible life with Billy to the session. And it will be a pleasure to have you on again, or one of your brothers in a fucking mustache.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you to Geneva for running it. Yeah, talk to you soon. Now we need to hold a pose while Geneva brings us off. Make a pose of some sort. Oh, the orb. Keep holding it. You don't get to let it go. No, keep it. Keep it. Well done. Yes. Oh God.